Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brewbuilt X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brewbuilt Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brewbuilt line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brewbuilt X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brewbuilt Conicals. You can trust Brewbuilt with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brewbuilt at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
I poured it in my mouth and it just wasn't going down.
My first beer was an IPA, the best IPA I've ever drank, mostly because I brewed it.
If you have a scale that is good for measuring cocaine, you're probably good for measuring hops on cocaine.
You're scaring me.
I think the information is awesome and the audio sucks.
Make some sugary water, throw some yeast in there.
And you're going to drink good beer.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's fine.
God damn it, man. Oh, my God.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
It's The Session, everybody. But you wouldn't know it because, I don't know, because we don't have any feedback. And I feel like feedback really drives this show.
That's what keeps me coming back.
We don't have any feedback.
Yeah, that's why I came. No, it's all right. It's okay. I'm over it already.
I got disappointed and over it in the same sentence.
I can make one up.
I really appreciate that.
Maybe it's because we complained about the people complaining too much last week.
You think? So this is victim mentality?
Are we the victims?
Victim blaming? Yeah, we're the victims of no feedback.
Oh, yeah. And they're the bullies giving us feedback.
Right.
Give us positive feedback, please. Send that to feedback at brewingnetwork.com.
That's right, yes. Positive feedback, only positive thoughts. I need your vibes. I need your healing vibes.
Vibes accepted.
Right, because if you're a healthy adult, you don't need healing vibes. I do.
No, but keep your thoughts and prayers to yourself.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. I would say, pray for me, like send me your thoughts and prayers, but I would just get too strong. I would gain too much strength and you wouldn't be able to stop me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop you.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Excuse me. I almost choke on my own dry mouth saliva.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is now, dude.
Okay.
Today on the show, everybody, we have Laughing Monk Brewing, and I'm imagining Tasty knows all about these people.
Well, I've been there. I mean, they're local, so they're on the circuit. So, they have good beer, good people.
Good people, good beer, huh?
Room, yeah.
That's all you can really ask for these days, man.
Hey, it's my life. That's all I live for is good people and good beer.
Or good people and good beer, or great people and good beer. No, good.
Oh, great's good. But
great
is good.
Then what's good?
Great,
better.
We're spoiled here. Yeah, we always. It's hard to get a bad beer around here.
Yeah, there's Laughing Monk on tap, so you can come down to the Hop.
That's true. I think we have.
Yeah, this pale ale is excellent.
Like, what do we have? 3. I think we have like 3 beers to try, Bev. 3 beers. 3 beers. We got 3 beers to drink, which, you know what? I really appreciate drinking the beer with the guest on the show. I think that's, I find value in that. Mm-hmm. And it's, I don't know, man. It's like, it's hard to virtually share a beer with someone and really kind of connect with that. But, the in-studio guests, I vibe a lot harder, bro.
Oh, yeah. There's something about staring awkwardly into someone's eyes
while talking about
While
beer.
talking about their beer recipe.
For me, it's feeling their piercing gaze, awaiting my every eloquent sentence and structure of what their hard work and energy has been put into transforming.
Getting to see the excitement when you ask them the perfect question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. When their eyes light up, when their beady, bloodshot, tired, bag-ridden eyes light up at the perfect question of well, if your dog doesn't have any balls, does he still ejaculate? That to me is the perfect question.
Just
because
sparking joy.
It's disarming enough, but yet still culturally and socially relevant.
Oh yeah. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Today's Edge of the Seat show is brought to you, of course, by More Beer. You can go to morebeer.com. They have absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home, whether it's in your garage or on your stovetop or illegally in an old crack house.
All kinds of
whatever you want to do.
All kinds of brewing options.
All places that resemble your home.
That's true. Absolutely true. If you have 3 mattresses TP'd up together, you can brew beer in there. And More Beer will help you. They also want to change your malt game with Viking Malt. Hailing from Northern Europe, Viking Malt is a family-owned malt house since 1883 and is the largest specialty malt producer in the world. Their base malts are malted from null-lox varietals that do not contain the enzyme lipooxygenase, which leads to trans-2-nonenal in beer, which is responsible for those stale cardboard flavors. So head on over to morebeer.com and brew with ingredients from the future. All right, we did that. Man, I got to get to more beer, dude. My coffee roaster took a crap.
Oh, you roast your own coffee?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm living the hipster dream. I'm living my best life, dude.
Got your flannel on.
Yeah, well, right. I can only. It's one of those rigs where it only operates. It's optical.
Okay.
So it only operates if it detects flannel and a fedora.
Instead of a retinal scan.
Right.
It's a fedora flannel
Yes,
scan.
right, yes. And then it uploads that to the servers, and then through that, it allows me to roast my own coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And only free trade, not blood coffee beans, right?
Right, that's true. That's true. But part of the requirements to turn the machine off is I have to poke each bean up my butt.
Oh, just like a cat.
Yeah, just to make sure it's done.
Hold it for a day.
Yeah, it's to be honest with you, it's a little obnoxious, but the coffee's great.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's exquisite. No,
can't wait to not have it.
Yeah, I really have a lot of poop humor today, and I need to back off. No, in all seriousness, the something with a timer or the temperature gauge or sensor or something like that, because I'll set the coffee for 24 minutes and it comes out a little too dark, and I set it for 20, it comes out the exact same.
Huh.
So no matter what time I put on it, it doesn't change the roast level at all. So I don't know enough about circuit boards and electronics to.
Yeah, it's like the thermostat stuck on high and the timer's stuck on whatever.
Right.
Does the same thing every time.
Yeah, and the only thing I know about diagnosing electronics and fixing electronics is buying another one.
If it's burnt to ash at 24
hammer,
minutes,
don't you?
and it's burnt to ash at 20 minutes, you should try 16 or 12.
It only goes. It only goes 20 is the lowest.
Oh,
because it has to ramp up and it has to do its own kind of temperature scale, right? But there was a mark. There's usually a marked difference between a minute or two. So if it's a 4 minute and it's the exact same, something's gone, I think.
And so they have that at More Beer also, in addition to brewing equipment.
That's correct.
Replacements.
They do. As I mentioned before, folks, we do not have feedback today.
Still,
we don't have feedback.
No
we still
one
don't
said
have
anything
yet.
No, dude. I'm a little. Let me check the chat room. Let me check the chat room. There's several people in there. Hi, Shoe Brew's in there.
How's it
but
going?
no feedback. Shoe Brew, write me feedback right now in the chat room right now.
Let us know how we're doing.
Yeah. But in the meantime, Warren, do you have a Twitter game we could just put up right now and we can bullshit for a little bit before we get Laughing Monk on?
Well, you know what I wanted to do, and I couldn't figure out how to do it from my phone. I thought it would be fun to do one of the emoji tweets, where you just string out emojis and then people
figure out what you're saying,
what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do one of those.
Here, I'll give you the computer.
Oh, okay.
And the mouse.
And
you can just do it. Or do you want
that's
me?
all I
Or
need?
do you want me just to do it? Yeah.
Well,
what do you mean that's all you need? Have you worked a computer before?
Not with emojis on a desktop. I thought that's only a phone thing.
No, see the little smiley face right there?
Oh, okay.
Add emoji. I feel like I'm teaching my grandfather how to like email. No, it's
Wait,
the
so
robot.
the pointy thing?
Yeah.
That's where you click?
Yeah, the robot, Grandpa.
Oh, okay.
No, the other. No, not your defibrillator. The robot. Not the
this?
vacuum.
You want me to delete this?
No, yes, I want you to delete that. I want you to delete your personality and pick another one. See, we
I'll
got all
try.
these things. Look at
Okay.
these. Look at these. All these things here. You got all these things here.
Then I'll come up with a story.
All right, come up with a story. Tasty and I are going to talk exercising for a second.
Something both of you are into.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have you know, Tasty has lost several pounds.
I've lost a few.
How many?
And gave them
Like,
to you?
like a stone, 2 stone? How many stone have you lost?
I don't know. Was a stone 28?
14.
14 pounds?
Duh.
It's 20. I was taking 2 stones. I probably lost 40 pounds.
Damn, bro, really?
Yeah, like a toddler.
You've lost a toddler.
Yeah, it's like carrying one on your back. Or
Normally, that's not a cause for celebration, but this time,
This one, yeah, it's gone.
let's cheers
And
you.
forgotten.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I have not.
Yeah.
But I want to tell a story about my fan bike. You know what a fan bike is?
No.
It's like a stationary bike, but when you pedal it, it turns this fan right in the front wheel. But the thing about fan bikes is the faster you go, the more resistance you're generating.
Yeah.
So it's harder, right? So you can really do like what is it? It's burst, resistance training, and it has like an arm thing, and it's a whole like thing, right? And I'm really a piece of shit when it comes to it because I don't do it consistently.
Just do it less then.
Yeah, but I need to do it, but I need to do it like 3 times a week, but I don't. Anyway, so I was doing it the other day, and I'm like pedaling, and I'm playing a video game at the same time because I really take fitness very seriously.
Well, a distraction is always appropriate when you're doing exercise. Just get your mind off the pain of it or the boring or whatever.
For me, it's the boredom. I mean, especially I'm just doing cardio, 30-minute little thing, whatever, right? So I'm sitting there playing a video game, and my shorts are like riding up; they're kind of bunching. So I need to. I'm going to adjust myself as men do, right? Women do also, right? With a bra, because you need to adjust. You need to adjust your undergarments. Okay. So I reach, to the. I don't want to get too graphic, but I reach to the right of the scrotum, the scrotal area, or as I like to call it, the scrot, which is Greek, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. That's why I'm well versed in it. And I like, pull and push everything around. And then I realize like I can't feel anything down there. So
what?
Yeah, so I just take my index finger and like I don't know, like a 4-year-old kid, jabbing an open wound. I just poke myself in the crotch, and I can't feel it.
Oh, that's weird.
Like
is that persisted, or
penis,
is that just something where you're?
No, it wasn't there before. It happened just when I was exercising. So like I couldn't feel anything in my penile area.
Wow.
Tell me about it.
I get my money back there.
So I jump off off the bike in full panic mode because it's not like I'm gonna, the only thing I really use it for these days is go to the bathroom. So it's, I'm married, it's fine. But I'm like completely freaking out because not only do I have general anxiety anyway about a heart attack or whatever, but it's just I couldn't feel anything. As soon as I get off the bike, all the feeling comes back.
So is it the wind of the bike that's blowing on the?
No, I think what it is my bony ass. I have a
circulation.
I'm sitting in an office chair, right, and they're not the most uncomfortable things in the world. They're just chairs, but I feel the 2 bones of my hips or whatever the thrusting machine is what I call it. Whatever that bone is, the thrusting machine bone.
The Greek Ocean motion.
Yes, there you go. I feel that on the.
No, you pinched
through
the
the
major
cushion.
nerve.
Yeah, and so
on both sides, probably.
And I don't know what happened, but now every time I get on the bike,
so what happens again every time?
My dick goes away. I'm a Ken doll for all intents and purposes.
Maybe you should get some of those gel shorts that bicyclists wear.
So I bought a gel seat cover. Mm-hmm. It helps like nominally because I was riding it today, and by the way, I don't want to brag, but I burned 430 calories, so
nice.
I'm set for like 4 burritos tonight. I'm all right.
Do you need to feel your balls while you're exercising?
It's not my. See, this is the thing. It's not my boys.
Oh, okay.
It's the flagpole
the main
that
man?
they salute. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. And so it's this very specific. I don't know what's going on, but it freaks me out. No, I don't need. It's not like See, I wish
It's
I
like
could.
you're watching some porn or something while exercising.
Well, it'd be like having sex with somebody else. If you had sex with yourself, would it be weird? Wouldn't it?
Right. It's like a reverse stranger.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. No, I don't need to feel it. I'm not getting any sort of like sexual gratification from it, or like I need to, whatever.
While on the bicycle.
Yeah.
And segue, it shows you how far this show has come, because 4 years ago I just would have said it, but now I'm trying to censor it a little bit. Yeah, but you know.
And now you're adjusting and talking about how your body's failing.
Well,
in old age.
Which brings me to another problem that I had, and I realized it last night, is the side of my foot is numb. Like half of my left foot, like by the heel, is like numb. I was like scratching my shin with like the outside of my foot because apparently I'm a monkey.
Okay.
And I couldn't feel it. Like, wait a minute, what's going on here? It was just a weird thing. But unlike the other thing, like my Kendall syndrome, KDS is really what it is now. My foot, it still feels that way.
Still no. That didn't go away.
That might be just hosting the session problem.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking there was some neurological, something in the fibers of the chair. I should really talk to Taylor about, because he's the only other one who sits in this chair, about if he's having any sort of issues beyond his weird hair.
Right. Yeah. Nothing can fix that mustache, but
right.
But maybe he's not feeling his feet.
Yeah, man, it's so weird, dude. And then I started to think about all that, and then I'm like feeding Alice, and I'm like, man, what if this means something's wrong with me? What would happen to Alice if I had a heart attack? And I'm feeding the kid, and it's like 11:30 in the morning, and nobody knows about it until Taryn comes home at like 6, and she's trapped in her high chair for 7 hours.
Well, but
can you imagine?
If she was being fed, she'd probably last until Taryn got home.
Well, she wouldn't die, but like, can you? I mean, she just would be screaming for 5 hours and then give herself an aneurysm.
You think she'd be that sad?
She'd be shocked, the trauma of like her favorite person. She told me that the other day.
Oh, she did? Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's in the contract.
Don't you go dying on me, Dad.
Don't you go dying on me.
Nothing's going to happen. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
And get one of those monitors where Taryn can see how you're doing all day.
Has all this
That's the last thing I need. My girlfriend won't allow.
You wouldn't appreciate that?
Has all this numbness only happened now that you've started exercising and trying to be fit?
Absolutely. 100%.
That'll show you to get fit.
Maybe you're just not meant to be in motion and moving around.
That's what yes, exactly. What I'm built to do, regardless of my athleticism, inherent genetics, inherent athleticism,
the Olympics creation, and all that,
right, and the nudity and the wang.
Right.
I'm really kind of sort of geared and built to lay on the couch and play Diablo 3 on the Switch and watch Supernatural for the third time. That's what I'm genetically designed for.
Not everybody gets to find what they're good at in life, and you have.
It's true.
So just stick with it.
I'm not really good at that though either.
Oh,
really?
What about Red Dead Redemption 2? Isn't that out?
But I haven't had time to play anything, man. Oh. This kid has turned my day upside down. Normally I have all the time in the world.
Ugh. It's a life changer.
I have no time for anything.
No. If you did, you'd be doing it wrong.
That's true.
Think about how many teenagers have a positive self-image because you're not screaming at them all day.
Dude, that was my favorite part about Red Dead. Just screaming words at people. Oh, cool. You did real good, dude. That's really great.
Subscribe.
All right, so Warren has a Twitter game. I'm going to post it right here. I got to add on.
You got to put the hashtags, right?
Yeah.
You kept the keyboard, so I couldn't do that.
Talk about this though.
What's the theme here?
It's emojis. I don't know.
Okay. So it's whatever you want to say, or
it's. Wasn't it just tell a story like?
Whatever you want.
There was no prompt. It was just, what does this mean?
Oh, when I did, just tell us a story based on this thing.
If we get a story out of it and we like it, then you win.
Right. Whoever tells us the best story, inspired by these images.
Yes.
Yeah. See,
communicate it.
And I'm on here right now. I'm gonna do a little retweeting, dude. Someone is asking if people take brewing classes. If there's any in the Portland area, could someone drop me some info? That's Chaz Vodor. I just retweeted him. I'm trying to help the homie out, dude. Yeah, people do classes. I think More Beer still does, but, you're in Portland, so I don't know.
There's a lot of homebrew shops up there. Somebody's got to.
Well, and there's a lot of homebrew clubs, too. So I would honestly just go online and find a homebrew club and be like, hey, can one of you guys teach me how to homebrew? But then you're stuck with a dude you don't know for like 8 hours, and he's going to be telling you about all his rare beers, and he'll be sweating on you, and he'll be like, hold on, I have to log into Forges of Empire so I can refresh my gold bar rate. And then you just really are looking for any sort of sharp counter space to open your jugular on.
And if only there were podcasts that you could listen to in an archive situation to learn how to homebrew.
That's true. All right, well, I'd say let's do some feedback, but I'm not going to because we don't have any. But the Twitter game is brought to you by our good friend John at the Beer Law Center. Go to beerlawcenter.com if you have a trademark or copyright or something like that to protect, or you just want some advice, or you need some help filling out paperwork because you're going to open a brewery or a distillery or a winery or something like that. Anything. BeerLawCenter.com. Don't let the name fool you. John knows more about things other than just the beers.
I thought that had a good.
It's pretty good, right?
Good.
The official tagline.
I've been working on
Your announcer
something.
voice was great. Your writer was like, he lost it.
I've been working on it for a bit, boys. Don't worry about what I'm doing. We're going to have a little bit of beer news. There's some weird stuff going on in the beer.
Things are happening.
In the beer world, man. It's very weird. See, someone's saying I now have a kidney stone in the chat.
That would cause a numb dick and a numb foot.
Well, I know my KDS, my Ken doll syndrome. I know it was just from sitting on the chair like a Mongol. I don't know what. I mean, it's something I'm doing. Yeah. But the foot thing, that's a whole new thing. And I would look it up, but it's either I'm going to have cancer or I'm pregnant. Or both, or I have a cancerous pregnancy, which is somehow better.
Aren't they all?
No, that's truth, dude. And then I got to see the doctor about my knee. My knees like pop when I go up the stairs, and then when I'm like putting the kid to bed, I'm kind of pacing or rocking. Like my knee just clicks.
So this isn't about the exercise. This is before exercise.
It's been happening forever. Like, I'm
my
a
knees
weird
have popped forever.
Well, it's not put together right. You need to,
and I don't think that's good. That's the thing. There's like an actual thing about it.
Popping sounds like something should
What's
be doing.
popping?
I popping.
Oh, followers. Okay.
I have to wear some.
Did we dick around enough? Tasty?
Yeah.
You know what I have?
Maybe we could. So, I mean, nobody's called in with any feedback, so I guess we're doing okay.
Right? No chat feedback.
No, man, no chat feedback, except that I have kidney stones.
Stone.
Yeah, I have a kidney stone.
Man, that's not something to look forward to. I hear those hurt.
Yeah, dude.
I did do one of those once.
Tasty, what
gives?
What gives, Tasty? Do you have a what gives?
What gives?
What gives, Tasty? Sponsored by Hidden Moon. Should I do that?
Yeah, what's Hidden Moon?
Yeah, it's just a normal. Well, yeah, because
give me a chance.
Because last time I screwed up and I didn't do a thing. So let's just put Hidden Moon sponsors What Gives, Tasty. Moonlight Meadery is a longtime supporter of Brewing Network, and now they're looking to bring Michael Fairbrother's Braggots. You should say that name very carefully. Especially his Russian Imperial Stout Braggot to market. You can help them get started by joining their Lunar Society, which includes 12 Society-only mead releases, 4 Society-only Braggots, a hooded sweatshirt, and a pair of tasting glasses, plus discounts and much more. To learn more and join the Lunar Society Club, check out Moonlight Meadery at moonlightmeadery.com. Tasty, what gives?
Well, here's what's happening with me. My beer experience has gone upside down because I'm sort of stuck drinking like blonde ales and some lighter German styles and some light lagers and stuff like that, and of course IPAs and stuff like that. But all the beer drinkers are just running towards big 16-ounce hazy beers and cookie, ice cream cake beers, all kinds of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of times I'm going into like multi-taps, which I'm in one right now practically.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have like too many beer styles that I'm looking for, and I'm not. I mean, I'm open to
You're not
low end hoppy beers, and then
you're not the pickiest drinker in the world.
No, not exactly. Yeah, I'm not a big stout drinker, but I'm probably big fan of like 35 or 40% of the beers, so should be something for me. But no, there's the beer buyers are really going after the unique beers that the kids are drinking.
So what do you do? Do you go to the brewery or you just stay home?
I just leave, go to the next place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, a lot of times, like here, they have Blind Pig in bottles almost all the time. But it's about, even with the corkage charge, it's not much more, if not the same price as a pint of one of the any other IP that sold on the West Coast.
So you'll go into a beer bar and then look at the menu and go, and then you'll leave, or what do you do? Because
I might have
people know you.
I might have one or a half pint, and then I would.
Oh, okay.
Not to make a scene, like
yeah,
there's no beer here for me.
So you can tell if you like a place because you have more than one beer there.
Yeah, generally, and that sometimes this takes that like one or two beers that fall within my delight area. The way I'll settle for lots of beers, but yeah.
How do you determine where to go? Like, what's your day? If you go, hey, I'm going to get up, I'm going to hit some beer bars. What do you do? Do you look at the menu beforehand? Do you prefer to be surprised? Is it going to the Bunny Ranch? You don't know, or what are you excited about? What draws your attention? Because there's a lot of places to go in the Bay Area.
No, there are. I generally go to places that where I get the feedback that I'm looking for. I go and I find good beer there. I'll just keep going to that place. And then once in a while, I'll check ahead of time, see what their beer list looks like. But
you don't
generally,
branch out.
I'm okay with whatever they've got. I'll find something there I like. Because again, it's a place that is running 25, 30 taps, and they cover all the styles that that they've got. A pale ale and an IPA.
That must feel good. Number one, to have that selection, but to go into a place knowing I can find something that I like. I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, it matters.
All right. Well,
there definitely aren't any out by where you live.
Oh wait, sorry.
Out in the bay.
That was what gives, Tasty.
No, right. That's what gives.
That's Mystic Man by Peter Tosh. It's my new favorite song. It's my new favorite reggae song.
Oh.
It's so good because he's basically he's saying that he's, Rasta, right? So he lives by a strict dietary code and whatever.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And, he's like, I don't eat no hamburgers. And the fucking chorus is like, don't eat no hamburger, or whatever it is, or like... he goes, I don't drink no blue, yellow, green soda. And then the chorus is soda pop. And it's fucking so good. I don't know why it is.
I don't either. I
don't know why. Take no heroin.
It's good in a different way. I wasn't that sold on your description.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's amazing.
I believe your passion.
I mean, listen to this intro for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's just good. I don't know why.
Yeah, it sounds like every other reggae song.
It's bullshit. Don't give me that. Don't give me it, because there's no steel drum, and there's no
Okay, most other reggae songs, then not every.
They actually have
there's
instruments.
There's no beat drop in or whatever. Anyway, Mystic Man, check it out. It's good stuff. It's like 6 minutes long. It's so good. All right, we're gonna take a break. Let me find my break here, first of all. Actually, before we do, the Branding Brews podcast is an in-depth inside look at everything that revolves around branding and marketing a brewery. Branding Brews interviews industry professionals covering in-depth strategies and topics like labels, packaging, websites, social media content, trademark marketing, plus much more. Whether you're in sales and marketing, you own a brewery, or you are looking to start a brewery, Branding Brews is a podcast for you. Go to brandingbrews.com or subscribe to the show wherever you like to get your podcasts.
Grim sticker.
Don't be a bald head. Go to brandingbrews.com.
Soda pop.
Be a mystic man. All right, it's the session. We're going to be right back with Laughing Monk Brewing. We're going to drink some beers and talk local beer. It'll be a good time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5 Star Chemicals. 5 Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5 Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5 Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5 Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5 Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5 Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5 Star treatment today.
Hey motherfuckers, this is Doug from fucking Society. You're listening to the session on the fucking Brewing Network. Fuck you.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Doug should wash his mouth out with soap. And by soap, I mean pure lie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
Well, right, because you know what? If there's one thing I don't like, it's fucking people who throw curse words around, dude.
Oh.
And I don't really appreciate it, and I don't like it, and I don't live that lifestyle.
Yeah, keep that shit to yourself.
Well, I prayed it all away.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and so now I'm pure.
I thought it all away.
I'm pure. Thoughts and prayers, baby.
Yeah.
Make me strong in 2019. Let me absorb your feelings.
Make him unstoppable.
Can't stop me, baby. Why? What's the secret of your success? Well, what I've done is I've absorbed everyone's thoughts and prayers, and now I'm 10 times stronger than any human being. You know Andre the Giant? Stronger.
Wow.
Because I have someone in the Midwest praying for me 24 hours a day.
Now that he's dead, all of his thoughts and prayers went to you.
Bev's not happy with this conversation right now.
Oh.
Is it hot in here, or is Bev staring at me? Bev's staring at me in Christian.
Yeah. I can just hear this. I can feel this burning in the back of my head.
Anyway, welcome to the show, Laughing Monk Brewing. We have Amelia and Carl on the show. Thank you very much for coming in and joining us.
Hello. Thanks
folks.
for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Man, I am thirsty, and I would like to drink some beers. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Laughing Monk. And, you guys are in San Francisco?
Yeah.
How long have you been around?
We're at, we opened in
Carl's thinking about it.
Yeah, it's almost our 3rd birthday.
Wow. Well, happy almost 3rd birthday. When is the actual date?
I don't know. It's
Okay.
April,
You guys don't know shit, do you?
Yeah.
April, March.
We had our soft open, was St. Patrick's Day of
Do me a favor, both of you just get right on the microphone.
Right on the mic.
Pull it to you. Pull it to you.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. That sounds great. Actually,
this is
that's
our
perfect.
first podcast.
That seems like
Yeah, no, you guys are doing great.
That seems like a risky day to have your soft opening on St. Patrick's Day.
I think it worked out. I mean,
Pick a luckier day, Warren.
Well, it's just
Pick a luckier day right now.
People tend to drink a lot on that day.
Yeah.
And so that could be.
I definitely think that was the goal. Yeah.
That was definitely the goal.
All the beers are green. Yeah. No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Awesome.
I don't make green beer if I can avoid it.
Yeah. Can you avoid it, or do you have kind of free reign, or do you do what everybody else pushes you around to do?
I mean, I'm only the I'm the assistant brewer, so basically I do whatever Jeff tells me to do. He's the head brewer.
He's the head guy.
So he's the ideas guy. I'm the execution guy.
Okay,
which is an all right arrangement. I'm kind of happy with it, honestly.
No, it sounds good. How long have you been brewing professionally?
Actually, Laughing Monk was my first beer job.
Oh,
and
really?
I didn't even start as a brewer. I started as the driver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so
He was so bad at driving that we had to give him something else. Yeah.
Just default failed upwards.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's, you know what? That's, look at Steve Jobs. That's where no, wait, other way around. What were you doing? I don't know. That was weird. I feel real weird right now.
He's dead?
We can look at Steve Jobs.
What was the joke?
He fell the other way. If I have to explain it to you, it's not funny.
Oh.
Wait. That's not funny.
Right.
So before you were driving, before you had, were you home brewing? How did you get into beer, and how did you get to where you? Tell me your entire life story.
I mean, I've been a home brewer for about 10 years. I moved out of my parents' house in 2006 into a shitty little apartment in the TL in San Francisco.
Hell yeah!
And I waited tables to put myself through school. And in order to afford the amount that I wanted to drink to compensate for waiting tables, I had to teach myself to brew.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It just kind of started there in my shitty little apartment in the TL. I had a 5-gallon bucket that I was always bubbling away, and ended up making pretty decent beer. That, at least according to my friends, and now I'm making a lot more of it, and now more than my friends are saying that I'm making pretty decent beer, so pretty happy about that.
Yeah, all right. You have more friends now, probably, too, I imagine.
Yeah. The more beer you got, the more friends you have.
For those wondering, the TL is the tenderloin
I
in
thought it
San
was
Francisco.
like turtle livers or something.
Sure.
Like that.
It's also a very frightening
hyper local.
Yeah.
Tenderloin, is it really? I mean, it's pretty much gentrified, right? Carl gentrified it, right?
I did.
Yeah.
It's true.
He was the spearhead for that. Yeah. Well,
That's right.
were
He's the
you
face
in
of gentrification, actually.
The tenderloin or the tender knob?
Oh, I was neck deep in the loin.
Neck deep in the loin. All right.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
So he's TK.
I was never on the knob.
See, he explained it, and it was funny.
Well, you know what? We can't all be Carl.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Can I just tell you that right now?
I believe you.
Thank you very much. Where'd you learn to homebrew? Do you have like a local shop? Okay, yeah, go. SF Brewcraft.
So SF Brewcraft, I bought my first kit.
Isn't that Grizz?
That was Grizz.
Grizz,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So and then
shouts out to a real one.
Yep. And then I did the class with him, and he said, the most important thing about it is just remember to have fun. And if you make bad beer, buy a couple 6-packs of good beer, drink that first, and then drink the bad beer.
Yeah.
So that was some pretty useful advice.
That really, you know what? Honestly, that really is. It sounds kind of like you tell that story like, oh, well, that guy was probably being a dick, and maybe Grizz was, but it is also very practical. Probably one of the more practical pieces of advice you're going to get as a home brewer is to cover up your shitty beer with better beer, and you drink that first, and then you'll never know.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
or you
day
can
one.
just dump the bad beer.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Warren, what is wrong with you?
What the fuck, Warren?
Well,
sorry, I didn't have that many friends.
Yeah, clearly.
Your standards are way
Still
too
don't.
high. I mean,
Yeah.
You're a starving college student. You'll drink the beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The hell's wrong with you?
I just gave it to the people that used to be my friends if it was that bad.
Is that why they used to be your friends?
I'm not sure.
They're no
Maybe.
longer around anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
They're hanging out
They're
with Steve
nobody's
Jobs.
friends right now.
They're hanging out with Steve right now.
Brewcraft, incidentally, still a fantastic place.
Absolutely, yeah.
Alive and well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. They've been around for years.
Mm-hmm.
For so many years, and they're teaching a lot of good people how to make beer. What kind of styles were you brewing at home?
I don't know. I feel like I followed the trajectory of first learning a bunch of English styles, so a lot of really malt-forward stuff. I think my very first beer was ESB, and I kept that. I did that a couple of times, and I was really happy with it each time. And then I moved out. I did like a kind of an Irish red. I stayed a lot with the English styles just because it was hard to find.
Well, right, and it's a very home brewer thing to do. And I guess what I'm getting with that is, does that sort of love of those styles transition to where you are now? Are you brewing those kind of styles now?
I'm not brewing those styles now.
Oh, okay.
We don't let him.
Yeah, they don't let me make recipes anymore.
Let's brew with fish bones.
Anymore? What happened?
Fish bone. I don't use rice hulls. I actually debone salmon and I throw that in the mash tun.
Yeah. Not good for it. That'll stick your mash.
It'll definitely farm raised though, so it's fine.
Oh.
What kind of styles do you guys brew at Laughing Mike? What do you
do a lot of stuff.
Focus on?
We're kind of all over the place. We have we try to keep all of our taps in the tap room full. We have like 16 taps in our. If you come to the brewery and visit us, we'll have anywhere between 10 to 16 beers on. We're doing a lot of. We try hard to make Belgian styled beers. Like we have our Third Circle Triple, which is. I'm actually pretty proud of that beer. It's. I tasted it alongside of Duvel, alongside Chimay, and they stand up, or our triple stands up to theirs.
There you go.
But it has the advantage of being only less than a month old, as opposed to however long it took for those beers to come over to our side of the country from Belgium.
Right, and that's what a lot of even new drinkers still don't really realize is people in Belgium don't drink those beers after 6 months or a year. They drink them fresh, and it's hard for us to get. Actually, we have the brewmaster from Duval in the other room, and he's going to come in and judge your beer.
Come on in.
Yeah, Regensburger Durgestein is here alive. No, I'm kidding.
He left because you butchered his name.
That's right. Bev, I tell you what, let's just get some beers. What do you think of that? Let's get some beers, and we'll start drinking. If that's all right with you guys. You guys are all right there?
I'm happy to.
Excellent. So go ahead, Warren. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask. So, are you guys a brew pub? Are you just a production brewery and distribute?
We're a production brewery that distributes. Okay. Yeah, and we have our own tap room. We're actually hoping to open our second tap room in Oakland sometime soon.
Oh, there you go, Oakland, man. That's the gravitation point for a lot of, not even just breweries, but tap rooms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Is the city just super easy to work with, or is it just a cool spot, or a combination of the two, or
I think
they don't let you in on that high level?
It's a combination of real estate and then just kind of the clientele who would go, and we're at a little bit of a disadvantage in our location and at our brewery because there's just not a single person walking by the street.
We're out in the middle of
Where are you?
We really are.
But in San Francisco, is there such a thing called the middle of nowhere?
Right.
Kind of.
So
yeah.
You know the hole in the ground that Candlestick Park used to be?
Vaguely.
All right, so we're right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That hole that it left behind, we're on the fringes of that. But we do, it's interesting because we're accessible. We're just not in the heart of anything.
Right.
It's not on the way to any place.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
But like you're thinking in Oakland, there's a lot of places like that.
Mm-hmm, totally, but Oakland tends to be a little bit more welcoming to even driving culture coming out from this direction out in Concord. Yeah. But you don't think about driving in the city.
No.
But I will put in a little plug. I mean, we have tons of free parking, and we're right on line to the Giants Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Just hop on Muni. So that is something that probably will end up being important when the Warriors.
Yeah, once the Warriors
leave
move
the
in.
East Bay. Yeah.
Are the Warriors moving? Is that a thing?
Oh, I heard that. I heard that. Yeah.
Really? No, I honestly don't know.
Didn't they just build them a new stadium or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know what's happening.
It'll be done.
Yep.
It's
Really?
almost finished.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're putting the seats in.
How do I not? I mean, I'm not like a basketball guy,
Well,
but
it's like anything. If you don't, it's not on your radar. It's not on your
yeah, but I feel like I'm a bad citizen of the Bay Area if I don't know the big things, the big construction. I love construction. I have a construction newsletter I send out, and I don't know why I didn't put that in there.
I think they got a video of what they've done so far. I think you.
Yeah, you want me to send you pictures?
Please do. Yes,
right.
I really do. Yeah, I'll text me photos. Well, here's the frame for the hot dog cart. Blow my fucking mind.
Wow.
Well, that'll be cool. There's a lot of places that kind of start out that way, and then eventually, I feel like in the city, you're never going to be in that kind of predicament for long. Mm-hmm. There's always something going on in the city. They're always building the city. So
Yeah.
I think you guys will be fine.
I think it is a little bit of a for better or for worse situation because it's not like that area doesn't exist. It does. It very much does, and people have been living there for decades. It's just not quote unquote trendy. So
Is that
we
what it
actually
is?
really like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say so.
Is it more of a neighborhood vibe you got going on?
Definitely,
Yeah?
definitely. But we are in our immediate neighborhood is warehousey. So across the
Okay.
street, you've got like ironworks and
Yeah, ideally, you'd have like lofts and people living around there, and people would come and drink.
yeah, it's starting to happen.
I think ideally I'll prefer the ironworks.
Yeah. Yeah, Carl, we call him our production floor bouncer.
Okay.
He would.
I'll get the hose.
Yeah. He would rather people take beer to go, I think. But,
Really? Then then hang out in the tap room or whatever?
It's like we have the tap room now separate from the production floor, so people can't fucking look at me while I'm doing that shit. It's great.
Was that a problem? People were just checking Carl out, hosing shit down?
Staring me down. It's like I could do that shit better than him.
Yeah, he's very much get off my lawn, you know?
Yeah.
You don't like the fishbowl effect?
No, not so much.
Okay.
That is weird. I've always found going to breweries and talking to people. It's you do get is this a straggler issue, or do you have like windows where people watch you? Because in a lot of breweries, especially older ones, or in a warehouse like that area, they'll just come like in the back door. They'll just walk in and hang out, and you're actually trying to do stuff. Or do you have windows where people can, fish bowl?
It's fully blocked off now. It used to be, so we have 2/3 of a whole warehouse, and it used to be our tap room, and the brewery was in the first third. And then we bought out we took over the lease of the second third.
Yeah.
And that's now our tap room and kind of our event space.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm joking. I'm not as antisocial as I claim to be.
As you should be.
The hose does work though, and it has been known to be sprayed. So
Really? You've sprayed people?
Yes.
For what?
Being in the brewery.
So what you're
mostly me. Yeah.
It's not. Hey, which door to the tasting room?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, bro. Shouldn't be back here right now.
Yeah, this happens all the time.
Yeah,
around
read the
here.
signs.
Brewery's closed.
It's a splash zone.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I mean, honestly, do you have stragglers come in and have you hit them with the hose? Tell me now. It would go so much easier on you if you just admit the truth.
No.
Okay, that's too bad. I was starting to like you now.
The funny story was like we were making one of our first barrel aged imperial stouts, and it was a big team meeting, and I was the one on the brew deck, so I was busy working. So I have the full idea of calling everybody over and getting every single person onto the brew deck so that we could take a group photo. And then we did that, and it was fun, and it was a good photo. And then they hung around, and then I said, all right, I got to get to work. Everybody else.
And then they hung around. That's why I don't throw many parties.
Yeah.
It's because people show up, and then they hang out.
You got to break out the hose. Yeah.
See, Warren?
It's hard to invite people to leave your party.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah. It's an awkward situation.
It's awkward when you say, don't feel bad if you want to leave early.
Just stand there with the door. Stand the door open. All right, guys. JP, why are you standing by the door with the door open? Well, it's time for you to go.
Right, yeah. Don't you have anywhere else to be?
It's 8:02.
The invitation clearly said 4 to 8.
Question mark. The question mark is, why aren't you fucking gone?
Right.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Well, the lovely Beverly just brought us some beers. What do we have here?
I think you want.
You want this one?
Which are we starting with?
That's the IP or the pale ale.
Okay.
And this is the one whose name I forgot.
Sorry, what's the first one?
That is our wit beer. That's our white ale.
Ah.
So Carl had mentioned the Third Circle Triple. This is another one of the Belgian classic styles that we brew. That's kind of no frills.
Yeah, it's our wit. It's as classic and as traditional of a wit beer as you can get.
Okay.
It's almost equal parts wheat, oats, and Pilsner malt, and brewed with a little bit of bitter and sweet orange peel and coriander, and throw that into the whirlpool, and it's just the wit beer yeast, and it's kind of one of my favorites because it's I don't so much like American Hefeweizens, but I really love German Hefeweizens, and I love Belgian wit beers. But there's not many great examples of it unless you're actually looking at the biggest one, unless you're looking at Hoegaarden.
Right.
And it's I mean that's an excellent beer.
Oh, it's outstanding beer.
No matter who.
That's the strain yeast we use, right?
We do use that strain of yeast. Yes.
No matter who owns it.
I mean, no matter who owns it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this is a regular
true.
beer in your portfolio. This is something we'd find on tap almost all the time. There.
This is something we keep around. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This has a following there, I assume.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I'm from the East Coast originally, and when I moved out here and I saw Allagash all over the place, I was shocked. I was pretty surprised because I also lived in the Midwest and I never saw them. And I was like, what is this brewery from Maine doing all over Northern California?
Just they call it Midwest Flyover for a reason.
Yeah, I guess
skip all that shit.
They're filling a hole on the
right.
tap list.
That's exactly
Not many
right.
people are making good wits.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you think wit beer's making a comeback?
We sell it really, really well in San Francisco proper, and yeah, it's definitely one of our top sellers in that region because they are looking to fill a hole. People are realizing like, oh yeah, my list is all San Francisco except you know. And then they'll fill it with maybe Drake's Hef or something. People are reluctant to put on a wit beer and a Hef. But yeah, we didn't start out with this beer, and then we brewed it and realized like, yeah, we should keep it.
This is actually the first style that I brewed from start to finish at Laughing Monk.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, so it's
excellent.
I mean, it's special for me. It's special for me for that reason.
Yeah,
and it's also like still one of my favorite styles of beer.
Yeah, tell them about the time you forgot to put the orange peel and the.
Once I forgot to put the orange peel in there.
Oh, good. So you made a good wheat beer.
I made a good wheat beer.
That's right.
As I had to.
So what do you do? How do you fix that?
I have a yeast brink that I just filled up with. Cleaned it first, filled it up with really hot water.
Yeah.
And then I took the spices and the orange peel and I just kind of steeped it in there.
Okay.
And then I shot it into the tank and kind of like a spiced tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that work?
Got the flavor in there.
Okay.
It worked great. So.
Could you tell the difference?
No.
No. Wow.
It was pretty. It was actually a surprisingly easy correction to make. So.
See, and that's what I think everybody needs. They need a backup plan so they can just not give a shit. You're like, oh, I got wit beer. Oh, that's easy. Don't worry about that, dude. Because if we don't put the spices in, I know a way around it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
An hour later, it's fine.
it's all right.
Yeah.
Have you?
So when you go to back spice, did you use the same amount of spice, and you just use water? You didn't add any alcohol to the
just hot boiling water.
Just boiling water.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's when I add the spices in it. Normally, it's about 5 minutes to flame out, and then it sits in the kettle until I'm done knocking out.
Okay.
So it was even normally I'm just making kind of a spicy tea.
It's not a long steep anyway.
No, not a long steep at all.
Gotcha. Doesn't go through the ferment.
No.
Or does, but not.
I mean, it goes through the ferment, but none of the whole spices.
None of the whole spices.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this beer.
I like it. That it's somewhat underspiced. Obviously, this isn't.
Yes.
This is
right
where you had the problem, but as designed, I like the way you made the beer. I like your implementation.
Thank you.
It's really good.
And there's a bigger malt, or maybe it's wheat flavor. There's a bigger grain flavor in it. In the got a brain fart for a second. But it's more flavor because a lot of wit beers that I have are kind of thin and they don't have a whole lot of body and they're kind of just spice heavy like Tasty's saying, and maybe that's why there's not a whole lot of them on in the past. But I feel like people are learning how to, I don't want to say to learn how to make wit beers because maybe that insults people who brew wit beers for a living. I don't know who the fuck you are, but I think
Carl's
here,
sitting right there.
Well, he can't hear me though. We're whispering. It's fine. We're communicating telepathically, Warren. It's fine. But I feel like a lot of the craft wit beers kind of are starting to get this more robust kind of flavor, and I don't know. I think that has it. Or am I making shit up?
No, you're
not. Is that an insult?
Yeah. No, I think that's right.
Good.
I mean,
right. Actually, I'll fight both of you right now.
I wonder if it's because craft breweries are becoming less afraid of the malt flavor.
Yeah,
I think it's you mentioned when I was talking about my home brewing that there's a trajectory of me brewing English styles and brewing really malt heavy beers, and then. What was craft brewing in America, 5 years ago is like super hop forward, and even now it's really super hop forward.
Yeah.
But that's these new hazy IPAs, they're a lot of they're very full bodied, heavy beers with a lot of oats in the grist and a lot more unfermentables in the grist to kind of ballast out that all those hop flavors that we're throwing in the dry hop and the whirlpool. So I'm wondering if maybe I wonder if maybe brewers are getting less afraid of having a lot of malt flavor in their beers.
Body in the
and restraint with the spices.
No,
I hope so, man.
That.
God.
Yeah, that's a great trend.
Yeah. Do you guys do any hazy?
More than I like to admit.
Yeah, we gotta. We have to.
Kicking and screaming. Huh?
Well,
but I like that attitude. It somehow makes it okay.
I mean, to be fair, like if you look at the brewers, maybe not Carl, but our other brewers, I mean, there are 3 of them total, and 2 out of 3 are generally drinking whatever is freshest, and whatever is freshest is oftentimes a hazy because there's something coming out every week kind of thing, and that's when they taste the best to us because you notice too much. You know, when you drink so much, you notice too much.
Right.
So we do, and we sell through them.
Yeah.
And we do it because that's
they turn tanks over.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, you can't do it poorly. You know, we're not gonna.
Right.
So we have to make something that we like too.
Yeah.
As much as it's not my favorite style to brew, I still put a lot of effort making sure every beer is perfect. You know, I know that I probably won't drink a lot of it, but I know that somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
So for that person who's going to drink a lot of that beer, I better make sure that the beer that I make for him is really excellent.
You don't sandbag that style.
No sabotage, as far as I know.
Can you imagine?
That doesn't help him get a paycheck.
Every handle sells well except for this one. It just tastes like barbecue beef. Well, actually, that'd be really good. Now I'm hungry. Now I'm barbecue beef.
A Rauch beer.
Yeah.
What percentage of your beer is sold on premise versus off premise?
I can answer that question. So I actually run the sales program for the brewery, and we sell, it's something like 90% out in the field and about 10% in our tap room. Yeah, and part of that is because of our location.
Yeah. Not that much more, I've been there once. It wasn't very busy, but just that day.
Yeah.
Had a good set of games there, though. I played some games.
You know, it's really, this is going to sound biased. It's really a fun spot. It's just,
it's really homey.
Yeah, it's a little off the beaten path, yeah.
But I feel like that's San Francisco.
I didn't know. I just Uber pulls up. I don't know where I was, but I just went. Yeah, it's great.
You should walk in. But I mean, I think that is sort of the hidden gem kind of area of San Francisco. That's the draw of the city in general. There's always something cool to do, no matter where you are in that city. There's something to do.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Within 2 or 3 blocks, there's another meadery. There's a barbecue joint.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend banking
going
on them
there at all.
Well, no, I wouldn't recommend banking on them being open during the weekend or during the night. I think they shut down at 2 pretty regularly.
When they run out of food.
When they run out of food, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I mean,
one of those places.
That's the way barbecue places are.
Down the 3rd Street Strip, there's actually a lot of really nice spots. There's Frisco Fried, which has done a couple catering events with us in the past, and they make really excellent, fried chicken and soul food. And then there's Angeline Southern Bakery. We used to have a relationship where she would provide cookies for the tap room as snacks, but I think that it wasn't working out for us. But she makes really, really wonderful sweets too. So I mean, that's just 2 of the spots, and then there's a lot of neat things if you go and dig.
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind that, man.
Yeah.
Soul food, I'm in. Fried anything, let's go. Let's go right now.
Fried chicken, yes, please.
Yeah, I like this whip beer a lot. Well, that's a good beer to start off with. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. Yeah,
it makes me want it to be summer.
Well, for you it is.
Oh,
unless it's snowing.
Yeah, shorts and t-shirt weather still.
Yeah, Warren is the Piltdown man. He's just you find him in permafrost, and he's just this is cool right now, man.
Piltdown man, as in the Piltdown hoax.
Whoa,
that was a obscure reference.
Deep cuts, man.
I am impressed.
Deep cuts Petros. That's what they used to call me in butcher school.
Those people used to call you.
Well, when their paychecks stop coming in, they stop calling me that.
Right.
What's the second beer we got going on?
Another one of our core beers. Most of the time we don't.
Is that a dirty word, by the way? I'm just going to cut. Yeah, I'm going to cut you off with core beer because people don't want to admit that they have a core lineup anymore.
Absolutely not.
Yeah?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I agree. Now that you said it, I'm not going to taint your answer, but go ahead and give your answer.
I mean, the core beers for us, it's we have our Holy Ghost Pilsner, we have our Irreverent Wit Beer, we have the 3rd Street Pale, and we have the Third Circle Triple, and those are after the IPA category. Those are our 4 highest volume movers.
Wow.
And it's
Pilsner on there. That's amazing.
Pilsner. I mean, the Pilsner
God
hands
bless.
down is my. It's the thing I'm most proud of that comes out of the brewery. It's a really wonderful German style Pilsner.
Did you bring any?
I wish I did.
Oh,
actually, no, it's in my bag.
You had one job.
Wait.
Here we go.
Hocus pocus.
That's
Next thing
right.
you know.
That's right.
We're actually getting some?
I think so. Well, this was supposed to go to his wife, but
I forgot to tell you. She called the hotline.
she
She called
said
the
it's
bar
fine,
and she's
yeah.
like, I don't want any of that
We
shit.
could just do one. We'll split it with her.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely try it on the next one. But here it is, right here, Pilsner, Warren.
Perfect.
Because Pilsners are honestly they're like wit beers that nobody has them on. Nobody really makes them anymore, and if they do, they don't really make it very well. There's a handful of people that make a good Pilsner.
It's a tough style to do.
Yeah.
It's a tough style to do, and people will say because there's nothing to hide behind there. Like the Pilsner, there's very little hop character that you can add later down the line to mask any mistakes that happened. You got to be on point with your fermentation temperature. You got to be on point with your mash temperature to extract the right sugars. You got to be actually those are the 2 biggest variables.
Well,
that's it.
But it's a pure space and time problem too.
Yeah.
It takes longer to ferment,
Takes
and
a
it
long
ties up
time
a
to
tank.
make lagers.
Right. I think it's more. It's harder on like the accounting side really than the brewing side. I think for a
side,
lot of
yeah.
people, yeah, because like you said, it ties up tank space, and that's fine, and I totally get it.
No, it's worth it because the beers are just so great. Yeah.
Right, and then as a brewery, how do you figure out that schedule? How do you figure out that balance between pleasing the people who just want to turn through hazy beers versus the people who are looking for these styles and who want to appreciate it, or maybe don't know about it and are really actually trying to learn instead of, well, here's the third IPA I've had in 2 days that tastes like grapefruit and mango.
But it has a different name, so I must
But it has a
try
different
it.
name, right?
Yeah.
This one's a little lighter tan, and the other one was more of a medium tan, like a khaki. So let me check my unfarted app.
This one's juicy.
That's
the
right.
other one was just hazy.
Well, I think
how do you
scheduling,
do that?
per that point, I think scheduling is one of the main jobs of our head brewer, truly.
Okay.
He and I work really closely on just trying to figure out when we can get certain beers out. And when we decided, we brewed a Pilsner for the first time maybe a year ago. And then it was this one. And we loved it so much. And we were like, we're going to brew it again just for us.
Yes.
And then we decided that's why our core lineup really is what it is. There's only 4 beers, and we brew like 16 at a time. And it's because we like those. We like those, and they fill some holes. And we're fortunate enough to have some extra tank space. So we tie it up with Pilsner.
Right.
Honestly, excuse me. I like hearing that because it makes me have faith and hopes and prayer. No, it really. I don't know why. There's something about when you hear that the staff like drinking the certain beers, and that's why you're kind of making them. And other people, drink them too. But for the most part, they're for you guys. I don't know. I don't know what is attractive about that to me, but I appreciate it. I guess a little bit more. Like it's. I don't know, Warren, more like real, I guess, or
and then to hear that it's a top seller is encouraging because if they're done well, they'll still sell, and then it's more just a matter of the accountant making it work.
That's true.
Than the consumer not wanting styles like that.
That's true.
Which gives me hope.
Well, I read on the internet that none of their employees actually get a paycheck because it's all the draws that when they drink the Pilsner, when they buy it, they just buy it.
They're paid in Pilsner,
and it comes out of their paycheck. So sometimes they actually owe money
That is
at the end of the month.
That is about 93% accurate. Yes.
See, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm calling it 100% verified.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing with this.
That's a rounding error, I think.
Well, hey, man, what are you going to do?
We are in the interview process for some jobs, and this has come up.
Nice.
So,
Has it really?
It's good for them to hear this. Thank you.
Hell yeah. We're actually a cash neutral place. We got sidetracked. My fault. What is the second beer?
Yeah, I'll introduce it, and then Carl can tell you some more basics. But
Okay.
This is actually one of our core beers. Sort
with
of.
a twist.
Yeah, with a twist. This is so we make a pale ale, which is another style that tends to rotate that we decided not to rotate. And this is kind of a classic West Coast pale ale. And when I say that, I mean Citra Mosaic, so aggressively hopped.
Yeah.
And we always have it on, but this one, we picked up some new yeast, this created yeast in a lab from Berkeley Brewing Science. It's one of those hop yeasts that's supposed to like bring some extra hop flavor. And
okay.
Yeah, Carl, go ahead.
So I'm not going to do justice to the explanation that I was given because most of it was way over my head.
Yeah.
But what they do is they take the yeast and they start with Cali 05, so the Chico strain, which is you know it as the backbone of American craft brewing. And then they treat it with enzymes that will trick the yeast into mutating and producing flavors and phenols and esters that emulate hop flavors. So this one, this is their, I don't
It's
fully
crazy.
understand
It's
how
crazy.
it works, but I'm not going to argue with the results because this is a fantastic beer.
Do you notice the difference?
absolutely.
You do. Okay,
Really?
'cause you make the core beer all the time.
Yeah, I wish we had brought it. We
That would
should
have been an
have.
interesting
We
side
really
by
should have.
side.
I mean, it sort of sounds like this guy should just be wheeling a wagon across the West,
Yeah.
flim flam. I don't know. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Well, we're the second brewery, to my knowledge, that's testing this particular strain they created.
Okay.
So you might start seeing it pop up a little bit more frequently.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this a blend or is it actually repitchable?
It's a repitchable yeast.
I see.
It's Berkeley Brewing Science Strain 93. Other commercial breweries that have used it is Fieldwork. That's actually where they do a lot of their testing through. They'll get Ward at Knockout from Fieldwork and pitch it with 05 and some of their strains and divvy that up and allow that to ferment in their lab and do their taste comparisons. And then Almanac has actually done it. They've taken their Love Hazy IPA and used their, I think it was their Strain 27, which is higher flocking. So, and they called that one Strange Love. And it was pretty interesting. Now, Train 27 versus this one, Strain 93, is 27 has a lot more piney characteristics to it, a lot more piney and grapefruit. So it's I thought this one would work great with the just the base pale ale, and I'm super happy with the results. It's kind of one of those fun gambles that really pays out.
Well, it's quite cool because, we're in a unique... So I grew up on the East Coast, and my dad has a brewery in Maryland and has for 20 years.
Like a commercial brewery?
It's a brew pub.
Oh, okay.
So it's fairly little.
What's it
but
called?
It's called Franklin's.
Franklin's.
Go stop by. Yeah.
Is his name Franklin?
Last name.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Dad. But we're so fortunate to be in this area where we could actually, ostensibly, with this Berkeley yeast, we could make a beer with yeast made in Berkeley, malted in Alameda at Admiral Maltings.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then hops grown in the Livermore region. And it could truly be a Bay Area beer. And that is something that most places just can't.
It's
can't
very hard
even
to do.
Try, yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like the only people who can do this are like the farm breweries that you hear about. But even then, only in smaller batches. Because obviously land out here is super expensive. Are they growing hops in Livermore now?
Yeah, they sure are. Yeah. I mean,
Goddamn.
they're not doing it. Oh, gosh, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. I don't know.
No, don't do that. There's no weapons allowed here, actually.
I don't know. I don't have a hop farm, but...
but you could.
Yeah, but there are some, like Cultivar. They're a winery, and they do brew some beer, and they grow some of their own hops. You could do it, in other words.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should do it. Contact them right now.
I think we should,
Let's
too.
call them right now.
Yeah, get them on the phone.
Customer service line.
It used to be, like, if you look at the history of brewing in California, that, the whole space, the whole region of, like, northern Sonoma County from north of Santa Rosa all the way up to Healdsburg, that used to be all hop country. That's where so much of the hops came from for all the American breweries pre-Prohibition, and now it's all grapes.
Yeah. Well, even Pleasanton, which is now this is like the local show, but Pleasanton had a huge Hop Yard. The Hop Yard Road. Yeah, that was in like World War II. I think they were growing hops out there. So we do kind of have that, in our blood, especially San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are ground zero for craft with Anchor and a long history out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think you'll start to see some more unique. I mean, we've all enjoyed, and I say we all. So many of the local breweries have really enjoyed having locally malted malt, really, and I think that would only increase if yeast strains were available locally sourced as well. So it's only going to become more interesting, I would say.
You think it's become more focused like that? Like breweries are serving their local community? You think the ingredient makers, do you think yeast will be that focused? Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, I think that the end consumer is getting more hip to the fact that beer is kind of a living thing even after it's packaged, and that the flavors that are put into the can will start to fade away. I mean, that's our driving force behind getting all of our cans out to the field as quickly as we can. I think that that combined with breweries wanting to serve their local markets, I think that's kind of I think that's how our breweries of our size and smaller are kind of going to be. That's how they're going to stay afloat in the future, is by really focusing on their local market.
Yeah.
Or
Tasty, talking about this pale ale, dude.
It's good.
You're the pale ale guy.
Well, it's definitely a West Coast. Well, it's called a West Coast pale, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's got that West Coast balance. It's obviously hop forward, whereas an American pale ale would be much more malt forward.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have done a great job on getting it into its cubby and it's named correctly. It's really good. What's the ABV on the pale?
5-ish.
5.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's on the low end.
Like that.
Yeah.
I've had about 3 of them, and I'm still talking.
Still ready to go.
I drank a whole pint waiting for the show to start. It was really good and very drinkable.
Thank you.
But I did notice a lot of pushback in terms of the strength and everything.
Right.
It's
Well,
really good.
interestingly, I mean, if you did, and now we're kicking ourselves not bringing our normal version, but some of that really does come from that yeast. We talk about this a lot at our brewery because we do make a lot of Belgian-style beers, and those are very yeast. The stars are the yeast, oftentimes. And so we talk about how yeast affects beer flavor-wise, and most Americans are in tune to how hops change beer flavor.
Yeah.
But we think about yeast a lot, and this is a prime example of the only thing that's different is yeast.
Yeah,
right.
And yet it actually gives a different hop profile.
That's bizarre, man.
So, Tasty, 5.5% on the low end for the pale ales now?
I think you said it was 5, right?
I think it's 5.5.
Something like that. I don't know.
I got your website up. What if I
5,
just
6.
look? What if
I
I
was
just
wondering
look?
if things changed since
I missed it.
6 months ago when I went out to a bar.
No, 5.5 is the standard for.
Well, how about this? What's the IBU on this, Carl?
Doesn't say.
I think IBUs are just a made-up measurement.
IBUs are somewhat of a sore spot.
Well, it seems like, especially in this beer, where some of the enzymes
That's right, yeah.
are producing some of the hop character.
Well,
It's hard to measure.
Do you know, I recently was talking to someone who owns a bottle shop, and he told me that someone walked into his bottle shop and said, "Hey, I'm looking for something in the range of about 86 to 93 IBUs."
It's like, where's Ashton Kutcher? I'm being punked right now. Is this a Tom Green episode?
Yeah.
Did he have anything for him?
To be honest, I think he probably just gave him something that wasn't beer. And,
Gave him 71.5.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I hope he had a gas chromatograph and tested it.
And then came back to the store?
Yeah, with like 5 on your side. So I'm calling you out.
Yeah, right.
Here are the results right
refund.
here. You're a bad dude. I like this beer. It does have an aggressive hop flavor. And I appreciate it. Yeah, well, aggressive in a good way. Forceful.
It's hop forward.
But I want to say more than hop forward because I don't think it's typically like a West Coast pale ale. Do you see what I'm saying, Tasty?
Mm-hmm. I think. Well, yeah.
Thank you, Amelia. See, Amelia gets it. Amelia, thank you. I'm going to cut Tasty off, and Amelia is now my third chair.
Well, to me, there's pale ales and there's West Coast pale ales. Obviously, this beer could be somewhere in between two of those.
Like I want to say it's like a hoppy, like a session IPA, but I don't want to say that because I think session IPAs are kind of a weird word. I don't like them. I don't know why. But this has the malt to bring it out of that territory and into a pale ale. And usually people try to do the West Coast pale ale, but it's like 6.5% and super bitter. And this is not that. So I really appreciate it. It's focused on that, like you were saying, Amelia, the kind of sort of stereotypical West Coast hop blend. I really like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We are definitely high on our list next is to try this yeast with a different base beer. See what comes out of it. We did want to brew an IPA with it, and I think that obviously that would lend itself pretty easily.
I think Brother Kevin is brewed with this one.
I think it is not.
It's not?
We tried, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I just sell the stuff. I don't know.
I wasn't responsible for that one.
Yeah.
No.
Carl just brews it. I just sell it. And
That's right. Now you're like, I don't know, man. I push buttons. I don't know, dude.
I turn valves.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
This comes out. I drink it.
It would be interesting to just kind of brew a bunch, even like low hop beers,
Yeah,
just
totally.
to see how that would
Totally.
change.
Do a blonde ale series.
Yeah.
And then just swap out the different yeasts that do these kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything. I mean, like I said earlier, we're accustomed to thinking about yeast and what it does. And so I think Jeff, our head brewer, is really, I mean, he's listening to this, so I don't want to give him a big head, but he's a talented guy. I mean, he really, like...
But without Carl, he would be nothing, first of all. Can we just make this clear
Carl
right
comes
now?
First,
yes.
And Austin would kill me if I didn't shout him out, too.
Yeah.
But no, Jeff is very, very conservative when it comes to flavors, and he doesn't like to... Like, he will never overly hop something or overly... add spices, which is why the wit beer is as kind of calm as it is.
Yeah.
I feel like Jeff and I have a very similar philosophy of less is more.
Mhm.
Like you want to know
Yeah.
that the coriander is in the wit beer, but you don't want the coriander to be the only flavor that you detect.
Yeah, you don't want to be known as the brewery who has that wit beer or that coriander wit beer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and it's like even when we do our fruit beers, it's like, you know, he'll pull a sample out and he'll say, I think this is ready, and he'll taste me on it, and you say, what do you think? And I'll say, I think don't do anything to it. I think it's perfect. I think ship it as is. And I'm not talking in the mic.
Now
Amelia,
this is better.
God damn, Amelia's hired.
And then I'll try
Doing
it, and I'll
great.
be like, but none of the regular people will taste this mango.
Mhm.
And then he has to add a little bit more. But he and Carl are kind of those super tasters where they kind of get everything. And so they recently just did a barrel-aged beer, whiskey barrel-aged Belgian triple with...
Jesus. Just that
Actually,
alone, I'm trying to figure
We brought
out.
one for you. We brought one for you. But
Hell yeah.
the one this one has coffee in it, but the one I'm talking about has... it's a Mexican chocolate, so it's got chocolate, chili, and cinnamon.
Okay.
And we've never used cinnamon before because Jeff is, I swear, a super taster.
Yeah.
And so he freaks out when there's cinnamon in a beer.
Cinnamon is a very potent flavor.
Yeah. So he'd
A little
put
goes a
some,
long way.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
He'd put
Yeah.
some in the beer, and I'd be like, I do not taste anything. And he's like, are you kidding me?
It's there.
Yeah, yeah. So I always tell people if ever we do anything crazy, unless I've kind of strong-armed Jeff into adding more, it's always very balanced.
So
Great approach. Great
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
A quick little segue into what's going
Shouts
on
out
for
to
us
Jeff.
for Beer Week is this Saturday is actually going to be. Is it this Saturday? Is going to be all of our barrel age releases. So we had
wow.
a lot of different barrels. We had a lot of seven different barrels. We have some barrels from last year. We have our Second Gospel, which was our second anniversary beer, aged in whiskey barrels.
Oh, that's 8. Never mind. Well, we did.
Maybe
Yeah.
no, we didn't pull the Second Gospel out yet. I don't know if we're going to do that one.
So because we brew a lot of Belgian beers.
We have so many goddamn barrels right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking annoying, is really what it is.
There we go.
because,
Now we're getting to it, boys. Now we're getting to it.
They're coming on.
An hour
gotta tell
24 into it.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Millie's rolling her
seriously.
sleeves up. Let's go.
Listen, so I run the sales program, and
Yeah.
it's common for the brewers to be annoyed at the salespeople because they always want more and more and more.
Sure, yeah,
and
absolutely.
we do, of course we do. But then he comes out with 7 different barrel-aged beers, and they're all like a gin barrel-aged saison and a slow gin barrel-aged triple and a aquavit barrel-aged triple, and they're very
sounds
specific.
good, actually.
Those sound good.
They're
sound real good.
delicious, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not for your average bar, you know? So
No.
it's like,
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, the upside to that for you guys is we only had 1 barrel of slow gin, 1 barrel of aquavit, and 2 barrels of gin. So each salesperson is only getting like maybe 1/6
yeah, I know. We sold it. I know.
I know you sold it.
I know, Carl.
It's like you want a gin barrel aged beers? Like everybody was like, yeah, I want it, and then it's like it's us making your job easier. So
All right. Well, we'll
Be glad
we'll
they
see.
don't have a smaller container than a 6-foot.
I'm just sitting here, Bev. Anytime you want to get the popcorn going, this is great.
This is an age-old battle. Age-old battle. Well, if you want to, you have some in front of you. This is a.
What is this? Well, here we have 2. We have a late comer into the thing.
The late comer is a kettle sour.
Kettle sour.
But since we're talking about the barrel age,
Let's go barrel age.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So we make Third Circle Triple. That's one of our core beers. And we threw some of those in some whiskey barrels.
they were second use whiskey barrels.
Second use, yeah, sure. Whatever, yeah. And then at the end, we threw in, we work with Andy Town Coffee Roasters in the Sunset of San Francisco. They're great friends of ours. And we threw in some cold brew. And so you will get strong coffee, strong whiskey,
First
and
of all,
then triple.
never tell me what I'm going to get, Amelia.
All right.
If we're going to be friends.
I get strong coffee, strong whiskey.
Yeah, tell me what you get, please.
I get, yes, definitely coffee with a whiskey underneath. What kind of whiskey? Do we know?
We know, but
Just so I can
we're
judge
not
you.
legally
You're
allowed,
not allowed to say. Text me.
Okay.
Text me and I'll just
Then
go.
he'll read it aloud.
Yeah, I'll go. You know what I bet it is? I'll pretend to be a super fucking taster.
Oh, yeah.
Which is different than
You're
Carl.
good at pretending.
Carl's a super taster. I'm a super fucking taster. Like, I'll fucking taste anything. I don't care. You know what I think this is? I think it's 4 Tres Amigos.
That's a whiskey.
But as long as you didn't hear it from me, it's fine.
Well, I definitely get the whiskey and the coffee, but the Belgian character is just, I can't, it's way in the background there.
Man,
I have trouble finding that.
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of a Saturday morning where you just pour whiskey into your coffee.
Yeah.
And you have a really good start to the day.
Are those often Saturdays for you?
Yeah.
And Sundays.
That's how
and
I look like this. I'm only 24 years old. This is how I look now because I've been doing that the whole
whiskey on
time.
Sundays? Oh.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it there's so much coffee flavor, but it's not overbearing and it's not oppressive and it's not dominant, but it's dominant, but it's not, it still like lets everything else kind of hang out, right? And so you can taste things on either side. But I don't taste the cinnamon.
There's no cinnamon in this.
This one doesn't have cinnamon.
I told you I was a super fucking taster.
That's right.
You guys doubted the boy.
Well,
but
great fucking job. Yeah, great fucking job.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
hired.
And now you're fired.
Shit.
We have
this economy
another.
sucks.
That's right. Well, we took a different barrel with barrel aged triple whiskey barrel aged triple and put the Mexican chocolate stuff in that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I was about to say, you know what I get a lot is the chocolate. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
not
No,
in
it's
here.
not at all.
You
That's
coffee. Yeah.
yeah, the coffee. I think it does exactly what it says. And we talk about on the show a lot how you have barrel-aged beers, but they should be beer first. And then everything else kind of comes after that. And that's what this does. It's not too, you get a little alcohol right on the back end, but I appreciate that. You have the beer. It seems like a very nice base beer. Coffee level. Bam. Everything is kind of right on point there.
Yeah, you get all the special buzzwords, coffee and barrel aged, but you still get the Belgian underneath, which is nice. It's not just obliterated.
That's how I want to review beers, quote unquote, or give my comments. Oh yeah, it's I all the special words.
Yeah.
Speaking of
it's all the special words.
Speaking of buzzwords, this beer is called Laughing in Church.
Okay.
The laughing comes from Laughing Monk, but the church part, well, it also
because we
comes
hate
from
religion and we want it all to
monks live at a church.
Yeah, I mean, we have fun with our names. I'm Jewish, so I have no problem.
So you don't give a shit. You're
Yeah,
like, whatever.
no problem naming. It's actually quite fun for me.
Yeah.
We like to play with the religious iconography.
I think
all of our names.
you have to.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time on Wikipedia just learning. You know,
The more you
Looking for
learn.
beer names.
that's right.
What does the name Laughing Monk come from?
This is actually a good story told. There's two possible reasons. I don't know that I'll be able to I don't know that I'll be able to remember.
It's
the
like
third.
a fucking choose your own adventure.
Yeah, we get to pick the best one.
Yeah, we're gonna pick the ending. He's gonna,
Pick the backstory.
One kind of dates back to when the monks were in charge of brewing, and the Cistercian monks that would go on to create the Trappist orders would fast, and when they were fasting, they would drink in order to keep their calories up so that they can make it through their day, through their daily tests. And drinking on an empty stomach, you get really blasted really quick.
And those beers were about 9%.
Yeah.
So.
And so they were really drunk and in a really great mood, and so they would laugh really hard. And so that's one of the possible explanations.
What do you think monks laugh at?
I think they need more fighting, though. Don't you?
What do you think is a good joke? What would a monk consider like a knee slapper?
Oh, they told jokes amongst themselves.
Yeah.
There's a good Twitter game.
What's a monk joke?
What's a monk joke?
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Give me a monk joke.
And then the other one is like we do these super traditional styles. You tasted the wit beer. You're kind of tasting the Belgian triple, hidden behind the coffee in the barrel. But we don't take these styles too seriously. We don't really treat them as sacred. We're not above fucking around with them and trying to improve them or trying to make them a little bit different.
Right.
So it's one of our early slogans was traditionally irreverent, and that's another reason why Laughing Monk exists. Like, yes, we're rooted in tradition, but we're having fun with it.
Yeah. Don't take yourselves too seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We're going to drink some more beer after the break. But before we go to break, Warren, you have to know this. This is something you have to know.
Can you tell me it, please?
I will, but only in Pig Latin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get my pig ears on.
Rietgra Fermentationsfa. I wish I don't know.
Grogtag?
Great fermentations.
Great fermentations. That was my next guess.
Yeah, man. I remember like learning or discovering quote unquote Pig Latin in like middle school, and then you think you're just super fucking cool, telling your parents to like eat your ass or whatever in Pig Latin, and then you get hit real hard, and then you wake up the next day and your nose is bleeding.
And you get to rediscover Pig Latin for the first time.
Great Fermentations has the largest catalog of Blickman products on the web, and their staff is some of the best trained in the business in using Blickman products. They offer top-notch customer service, same-day shipping on many items. Check them out at greatfermentations.com. They're all over social media, of course, and that's what they want you to know. They want you to join them in the internet, plug in, tune in to Great Fermentations. They're at GR8 Fermentation on Instagram and Twitter and all sorts of stuff like that. GreatFermentations.com. Excuse me. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Like I said, we're going to be right back with Laughing Monk Brewing from San Francisco, California. This is the session. Don't shave all your hair off, I guess.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, they're amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com. Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on 2 gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
Hey, this is Gabriel from Half Acre in Chicago. You're listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
Welcome back, everybody. Bev is panicking, pounding on the glass. You're coming back on the. You're coming back.
You didn't have your headphones on, and you were like chatting it up. So I was just making sure you were paying attention.
We're all in the room.
Trying to be nice.
I think that was
We
good.
wanted
That
to
was a
know
good
how
save.
it would
I'm
go
thinking.
without knowing what we sounded like.
Yeah.
Fair.
Can a guy just be nice?
No.
Yeah, it's not like
No.
you listen on headphones.
Yeah.
Whatever, Warren.
Also, I already had a mom. Look where she ended up, okay?
That's so inappropriate.
I mean, the Bahamas. She moved to the Bahamas. She told me she's going out for some Bahamian cigarettes, and she'll be
Bahamian?
back. That's what you say.
Bahamian?
Someone from the Bahamas is Bahamian.
You change the emphasis?
On
Yeah.
the other syllable.
Yeah, it's Bev
Bahaman.
Bahamian.
It's Bahamian.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which now I also want a banh mi sandwich.
Well, I think it's-
so.
I think it's
now
Bahamian.
Now I'm just really
If you
hungry and
whiten
want
it.
skin cancer. So that's what Bahamian is.
Bahamian.
Bahamas, dude. I've been there. I know all about it.
Tommy's? Tommy Bahamas?
Yes, I've been to all the Tommy Bahamas. It's my goal in life. And I achieved it. 109 Tommy Bahamas later. Your boy gets 10% off. This weird segment is brought to you by Brewers Publications, the leading publisher of contemporary and relevant brewing literature for today's craft brewers, home brewers, and beer enthusiasts, or enthusiasts.
If you're there.
If you're there.
If you're from there.
Brewers Publications started in 1986 with Greg Noonan's now classic book, Brewing Lager Beer, the most comprehensive book for home and microbreweries. That's the whole title. Today, there are nearly 50 publications, titles print and digital, and a beer book to fit most needs. Whether you're just discovering beer or are a seasoned professional like Carl over here, Brewers Publications is the go-to choice for authors, brewers, and craft beer aficionados, or aficionados. Again, depending on how continental you want to get with it.
I love Greg Nonan's book.
Grog Nunanen. Nanu Nanu. Browse the complete catalog at brewerspublications.com. And that's a live read done, Warren.
Yeah.
That's what you call being a radio professional.
You're live, and you can read.
Yeah. Your brain communicates with the rest of your body. Congratulations. Let me just write that off. Okay. At the break, we were talking about beer, and we are going to drink some more beer now.
Yes.
What are we drinking, everybody?
What are you in
My
the mood
Laughing
for?
Monk team.
We have a few different kinds.
Well, like I said, I'm in the mood for a banh mi sandwich now.
It's been a while since we've had a beer. Maybe that lager would be appropriate.
Let's go Pilsner.
Let's start with that Pilsner. It's going to get crazy after that.
So I'm just going to guess that the Pilsner is the cloudy beer?
No.
Oh, damn.
one, yeah.
Hell, man, I got burned.
I think it's the amber colored one.
Well, amber is the color of your energy.
Yes.
So, whoa. Pilsner, I'm
Thank you,
sorry.
Scott.
I was actually pulling a Chip Walton, but, thanks for the burn.
It took years to get those songs out of the computer.
I really like that, actually. So, yeah,
Sorry.
this is called the Holy Ghost. It's the Pilsner we always make.
Yeah, the
Very
Pilsner we're talking
classic.
about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's in it, Carl?
Yeah, Carl.
He's drinking it, sorry.
It took us a minute to decide on what our base malt should be because that's kind of the most important part of it. But we
Pilsner.
Specifically Vyman malting Bohemian Pilsner.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That, a little bit of wheat, some carapils, and that's it for grain. For hops, we went pretty traditional. It's we use German tradition as bittering, and then Tet for flavors and aroma. And it's kind of one of my favorites.
And you guys were talking at the break that this is specifically you, Emil. This is the beer that you sell the most.
It is, yeah.
I can see why.
In every region. In
God
every
damn.
region, yeah.
How many regions do you have?
Like
2?
I don't know.
SF.
More than 2, yeah.
East Bay, South Bay.
North Bay. Yeah,
Damn.
generally, and also just
Wow.
like in-house because we drink it. This is exactly what.
An all-day drinking beer.
Yeah, definitely. This is, and because we do weird things to beer. We do because to be current and whatnot, you have to an extent. And
It's
and
that kind of podcast. You can talk about it if you want.
Yeah,
The weird stuff.
We kind of hate it,
We
and
get
we
into
also
that.
kind of love it. It's a mixed bag. I love it. He hates it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, because he has to do it.
That's right. That's 100% accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
No, this is one that we all drink though, because when the end of the day comes, what are you going to drink? I mean, I know you guys can relate to this. It's going to be a Pilsner, or it's going to be something that you know, something that
100%.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. So it's got to be good, you know. If we didn't like it, we would have changed the recipe. And I don't think this recipe has changed since maybe the second time we brewed it, we tweaked it, but that's about it.
I think that's it. I mean, I think the second time we brewed it was that tweak of switching just regular pills to bow pills, and that was all it took to get it from pretty good to damn near perfect. So,
and what specifically changed?
The base malt.
From a flavor standpoint,
you got a lot more of that cereal quality to it. You got a lot more of that grain flavor. That it's not so much DMS, but it's hard to describe.
Cereal is the right word.
Cereal is the right word.
Because
bready.
Yeah,
bread,
yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I will be honest. I'm not huge into most lagers, but I prefer lagers that have more flavor to them than.
Well, you
kind
want
of
some
the lemonade.
character.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I don't want to taste just like yeast character or a little bit of hop character or whatever. The focus, I think, should be on the malt. I mean, there's obviously a high bitterness, but
I think so.
The malt should be there, and
Yeah.
this is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's a really. And what is it? 5.2, I think.
Yeah, something like
My
that.
old aging corneas
Oh,
can't
gosh.
process
We need to make
information,
our. No, that's not your fault. Our font needs to be.
No, it's genetics, 100%. I'm not saying it's my fault, but no, that's a good beer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, Tasty?
Well, thank you. Yeah, a lot of body.
Tasty's
What
had 5 of them right now.
I could drink a whole other can of that stuff.
Yeah, well, if you want more, it's sold out. Sorry.
If you want more, fuck off.
Right, yeah.
Can't
You only
get
get
it.
it here.
Yeah.
Right. Carl's wife's not drinking it tonight.
I know.
I'd be so mad when I
we
get home.
apologize for that.
Yeah, sorry, Mrs. Carl.
We are really sorry. Yeah, no. We are. That is something that it's actually been great because we are actively trying to keep it in stock. And not quite able to. And part of the reason is because, the small breweries just cannot produce as much
Takes
lager.
a long time to make.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So we're having a great time making that. 'cause-
Are you going to plan for it on the production side? Like throw a dedicated tank or increase your tank space a little bit? Or is it kind of just one of those things that maybe the lack of availability helps it? I don't know.
No, I don't think the lack of availability. Helps this beer at all. I think it's. I mean, as hard as we try to keep it in stock, there's a minute. There's a couple days where something unforeseen happens. Like sometimes we'll do the transfer into the Bright and we'll put the Biofine in line and we'll have the Bright on, but then the glycol will go down, and so the beer is sitting in a Bright, not really crashing. In fact, kind of just above that crash temperature until we can get the glycol fixed. Or sometimes we're not as on top of tracking our yeast generations as I think we should be.
Okay.
And it especially shows in this one. Like we'll use this yeast for like 5 or 6 generations, and then it won't, like, we'll look at it and we'll pull a sample off and we'll look at it, and it's not quite as bright as it should be. It's not that super clear star bright that you hope for in a Pilsner, but it's okay. And so we'll push it out, and we know that it'll continue to crash in the cold box in the keg, and it still tastes right, and that's really, when you break it down, that's what's most important about making a beer. Does it taste right?
Sure.
And it's there's a few things about it that there's a little surprise with this particular beer, with this particular style. Each time we make it, there's a little something that just goes weird on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it sounds like it. That sounds like running a brewery, though.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think that's the real secret to making anything. Is like, even if you are a bakery and you make the same recipe over and over again. Yeah, and I think anyone will tell you that that's not how it goes.
Weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate this beer a lot. It's very good, very crisp, very clean, very refreshing.
Yeah.
Or clisp, as I was about to say. But
it's that also.
Well, I'm very continental.
Refreshing, yeah.
Well, I was going to say that lagers are really dependent on the fermentation, like a slight deviation in the fermentation profile, which could be original temperature, something that changes.
Mm-hmm.
The
brewery
gets
up.
cold, or whatever. It's a hot, sunny day, and things change.
Yeah.
Those variations in a beer that doesn't have any place to hide its flavors, you'll notice the variances. Most of the drinking public probably would notice it, unless they're got it, the same beers, side by side for old batch and new batch. But,
and getting to use the same yeast multiple times, you get to even taste each generational change too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had asked earlier, actually, if we dedicate a tank. We dedicate 2 at this point.
Wow.
Partially because the fermentation process, and then post fermentation is just a longer process, and so we at any given time currently we have 2 tanks, Pilsner. And,
what size tanks are we talking?
5 gallon.
30. Yeah, 5 gallon tanks. And we sell out, and it's a huge deal,
No wonder it's out all the
time. Our mash tun's 15, our system's 15, but then our fermentation is 30.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we usually have 2 30-barrel batches of the Pilsner at any moment, and then you guys just tried from a can. So we did. We have been canning this for, a little under a year, but we're kind of pulling the trigger end of February to try and consistently have it around. But we're hesitant to go ham on that because fermentation takes so long, and it's just it's scary to say that we're always going to have it, and then we disappoint people if we don't. You
don't want to paint yourself into that corner.
Yeah, exactly.
When it is in cans, then you have shelf space at retail outlets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
yep.
From what I know, you're making more money on the cans than you would an equivalent amount of draft beer, I assume.
So I
feel like
that's a fantastic question. So we do about the same, and the reason we do about the same is because we're so little. Everything that goes into making the canned beer adds up.
Are you guys using a mobile canning service?
We were, but we are no longer.
Oh.
Carl, you want to talk about our new machine?
Yeah, we have the Wild Goose 4-head filler. It's pretty fantastic. When we first started, so Andrew, his whole thing about starting Laughing Monk was, he kind of fell in love with Belgian beers, and he wanted to have fresh Belgian beers on the West Coast. So he took his saved all his capital, learned. He was a pretty avid home brewer.
Okay.
Took all his capital, learned as much as he could about home brewing, and partnered up with a former friend of his whose name I can no longer remember.
Aaron something. This is Andrew Castile, by the way, the owner of Laughing Monk.
All right.
Let's talk about.
So he built out the brewery, hired Jeff a little bit later down the line. It was a little bit after the partnership between Andrew and was it Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dissolved and continued wanting to make these traditional Belgian styles. So that's where our triple comes from. We have a Belgian double that will pop in and out every now and then, but it's kind of a lower demand thing.
I could see that. Yeah.
I don't know that you've asked for it frequently, Amelia. I think that
Oh,
it's...
Christina, do you want to jump in?
There it is.
Oh.
Getting her on that microphone.
No one else
Let's
knows
go.
the answer.
Yeah.
The we do make a Belgian double,
Mhm.
and that is called Evening Vespers, and it does very, very well in some regions and less well in others.
Oh, are you saying that it does better in your regions than Christina's regions?
The converse,
Other way around?
actually.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
There we go.
Christina loves that beer, and we struggle. It's a great beer, and it's gotten really well. It's really well received. It's
Yeah.
just that
it boils down to tank space.
exactly.
Well, here we were trying. You were trying to get her on the microphone. Let's do this. Christina, do me a favor. How hard is it to sell a beer like a double when you don't really have? I feel like the focus for the consumer is on hazy IPAs and what's IPA and what's alcoholic and what's super bitter and what's all this thing. How do you go into a place and go, you know what you should have is the total opposite?
So actually at Laughing Monk, our beer really sells itself.
Okay.
And so the hardest part is just getting the beer in front of the buyer, getting the beer in front of the customers. And the Belgian Double is one of those beers that people don't always know the style. They're not always familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those beers, it's approachable, it's easy drinking, it's delicious, it has that nice kind of dried fruit, raisin characteristics that you look for in a Belgian, but it's still lower ABV and it's approachable, and it's a delicious beer, and so sometimes that's all it takes is just getting the style in front of the buyer, getting the style in front of the consumer, and if they're not familiar with it, that's okay as long as it's a good beer.
Right.
And at Laughing Monk, our Belgian beers are delicious, and so all it takes is getting it in front of those people, and that's all it takes, really. IPA sells itself, but when
right, yeah,
people order IPAs, but when you have a Belgian beer that's so well balanced and so approachable, it just takes one time of someone trying it, and they're definitely going to be a second customer. So
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Good job. Good job. I'm gonna run away now.
Bye.
I'm gonna set this whole place on fire and lock the doors.
There's better options than suicide. You're going to be fine.
Yeah. It'll be like Carrie, but different. You're gonna get burnt.
She's the reason Carl was forced into this. So
it's true. I mean, I disagreed until Amelia offered the ride. So
that's right.
Carl's like, I just want to be home with my wife, drinking Pilsner.
It's true. I mean, that's what I want.
All. Oh my goodness. Actually, this is a funny story. So we have absolutely no idea how the other breweries around town name their IPAs these unique names every fucking week.
Yeah,
So-
and it's like super like highbrow.
We fucking
like,
gave up on that
listen,
shit.
this
Yeah.
is unreal. We're pulling our hair out, okay, all the time. So if you ever see anything on the board that says brother blank or sister blank, like we made, his wife is named Katie, so we made a sister Catherine. Like, we are cycling through this shit. We made our brewer's fiance's name is Georgia. We have a sister Georgia IPA. We name IPAs the way they do hurricanes and tropical storms because we
don't
are
go
not
alphabetically,
creative enough.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, I think everyone gets high and lists a bunch of I really do.
100%.
I really do.
Not far from the truth.
Yeah.
No, I say that in complete sincerity. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean-
and so for us, it's like, well, all right, we just pull out a baby book and then point a finger. So if you have any names that are particularly important to you,
You know what a great, very strong name?
Oh, let me know.
Is
Warren.
Jason.
Oh.
Is a
Jason.
great,
Oh, Warren.
strong,
Oh.
classical Greek name. Like, just, it portrays strength and
Oh.
virility.
Rippling muscles.
Also
So-
super fucking tasting.
So, Jason, I have to tell you, we already had a brother, Jason, and I'm a little upset you didn't know about this. Warren, however.
Oh, great. Yeah. So,
Well, thank you to Laughing Monk. Warren and the entire Laughing Monk crew just exploded, and they're no longer with us. And same with Tasty. No, you're not. You're not. Nope. Nope. So thank you. I'm just kidding. Don't give Warren and beer.
I'm really
That's
sorry,
Stupid.
but
That's a dumb name. Warren is like I don't know, man. You have a yeast generation that went 1 or 2 times too long. That's a Warren name. What it reminds me of is like one of the copies in Multiplicity. like Just the one that really likes pizza.
Yeah, Brother Warren.
Like the half autistic one, that's Warren.
Yeah.
Or it's like, this should be a Pilsner, but it tastes more like a wheat beer. Well, why?
It sounds to me
'Cause
like you're
Warren.
insulting our next IPA, and I feel a little uncomfortable
shit.
with it. I don't know what,
Oh,
I don't
no.
know what to say.
Wow. Yeah, Brother Warren is very offended right now.
Coming soon to a bar near you. Yeah, I don't know.
Not near me.
It's going to sell way better than Brother Jason. I can guarantee you that right now.
Shit.
We had a
Brother Jason's just water. So.
Brother Jason. Actually, we had a. This was at some point we will always have a consistent like hazy IPA and a West Coast IPA because the market will support that. But currently, the market doesn't fully support that for us, and so we had a at Halloween time we had a Brother Freddy and a Brother Jason, and one was hazy and one was West Coast,
Hell
and it
yeah.
all made sense,
Right.
You know, yeah.
Were they one of them red beer? Was it red beer?
No, it would have been, but
See?
you know what?
A red IPA and
You know what sells less than West
and
Coast
a Roush
IPAs?
beer because he was burnt.
Red IPAs.
I know, dude. What is?
yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, there's maybe 2 breweries in the world that I think make them right now, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, it's not
People
trendy.
are weird. No, it's not
trendy.
trendy at all, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I miss?
Trendy kettle sour.
Oh, hey,
there.
you know what we
We'll
should
get there.
do?
All right.
If only we had one of those to taste.
You know what I miss is brown ales. Like as a thing, like every time I go up to Arnold, which is not very snowshoe brown ale. Just give me the brown ale. Anytime I go anywhere, brown ale. Give me a brown ale.
You know what? Speaking of brown ales,
oh God, here it comes. I don't even know what this means.
I just found deep in my fridge a can of Civil Life's brown ale. We had them on the show a couple months ago. That brown ale tasted
St. Louis.
fantastic still.
Really?
St. Louis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, St. Louis.
All right.
Yeah.
Carl and I were.
She knows.
You're not going to believe this.
Damn.
But Carl and I were talking about brown ales on our way here because we.
I knew I liked you guys.
We kind of. Well, we
I could tell.
decided.
Yeah.
We decided that like. So I drank a lot. Okay. Because I grew up in a brewery, I could never drink bad beer. So I only drank, it was terrible for my wallet. But in college, even, I drank only craft beer. And I went to college in the Midwest, and so I drank Big Sky Moose Rule
There you
brown
go.
ale.
There we
and
go.
that was the one. And,
Yeah.
and Carl was like, well, talk about the browns that you
I mean, I kind of think that a good brown ale is a brown ale that I'll have 2 of, and I've only ever found 2 brown ales, and the 2 that I love is made by Anchor. It's their Breckles Brown, and made by Calicraft. It's
good
their
beer.
Oaktown Brown.
Right.
And they're both good kind of old school browns with and they're just both good beers. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what beer I miss? Acme Brown.
Acme Brown. There you go. I mean, I
Sounds
think
like good ass beer.
I think you're all hitting the nail on the head, which is just that it's the old school. It's the old school breweries that'll make that style. If any new school brown came about, it would have chai spices in it. You know what I mean?
To be honest with you, that kind of sounds good. I wouldn't order it, but it sounds like a good idea.
I'm sure someone's going to do it. If
A brown
they
ale
haven't
with chai
already.
spices?
I mean, it's just that that's not a hot style, right?
No. But I think you have to add chai to make it a hot style.
Right. But those of us that I guess Carl and myself that drink more beer than our salary permits, we drink that, right?
Yeah.
Because we get too much. So we're gonna look for the true to style stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
why we drink it. And so we kind of think about what we think are the best representations of that style, and that's what it is. It's the old school stuff.
I agree, and we talk about it on the show all the time. Probably too much is we're all old heads here as far as beer goes, and that's just part of it. Especially coming from a homebrewing background.
Yeah,
you grow up on styles.
Yeah,
it's hard to separate yourself and to see what they're doing, what the hipsters are doing to beer. It's tough.
But listen, they buy it, you know.
I know.
As long as they pay for it,
right?
I'm happy with it.
Well, Carl just hit him with a hose. I imagine Carl's like an old school gangster.
Come to Laughing Monk if you want a great beer and to be sprayed.
Yeah, you know,
the hose.
You owe a lot of money. We're gonna have to put the hose on you. There's no water here. I live in a desert, and then Carl just kicks the hut door in or whatever. What should we drink next? please.
Yes.
Let's do that kettle sour.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this
yeah.
is our.
You guys make a kettle sour?
We make several.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm making fun.
All right.
I'm just
No. This is great
having
because
fun.
this is a great segue because
Right.
what we were talking about classic browns and how much we appreciate true beer styles.
Yeah.
And now you're about to drink some true bullshit. Like some actual.
You know what I love?
bullshit.
Feces.
Total opposite direction.
Here it is.
This kettle sour has all the buzzwords. It's got mango, pineapple, guava, orange, lactose.
Your SEO must be through the roof on the website.
And coconut. All right, like this
Jesus.
is absolutely everything.
Wow.
So this is what we mean.
But not
when-
cold brew or kombucha.
No, not yet. Just
Interesting.
wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
No kombucha in the brewery.
Yeah, just wait.
I'm not allowing it. Hard pass.
So we try and do as many styles as we can, and this is one of the ones that it's like you drink that and immediately you're like, all right, yep, that's gonna sell out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It has.
Yeah.
It already has.
Yeah.
And we have we have an oyster stout. Well, it's called Mussels from Brussels because
there's mussels in it too.
There are mussels in it, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we use a little Belgian yeast, and that one sold really well, but it's not quite sold out. This one was gone weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it hasn't even been released yet. So this is what people are asking for.
But, so you have I'm going to call it a problem, which is a beautiful problem to have. This beer sells out a lot, and the Pilsner sells out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not just make more Pilsner? And I'm not obviously saying you're doing anything wrong, but just as a Pilsner fan.
Mm-hmm.
Trumer already exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. Can I just say I don't like Trumer beer? It's very.
That's not a controversial opinion.
Floral, and I don't like it. I don't
It comes
like
in
it.
green glass. Who does that?
Do they
true.
put Saaz in
Draft is better than in bottles.
I actually don't know.
I don't know what their hop bill is.
No, you can. You absolutely can.
Bev's just propping the door open. I don't know.
She's hungry.
Nothing. Just kidding.
Oh, she got herself food.
Yeah.
That's great.
Where's my banh mi, son?
Well, you asked how come we don't, and truthfully,
Yeah.
the reason is because we make a point of doing a lot of styles at once, and we just don't do 3 hazy IPAs and then a Pilsner.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
we
that's
just
the
won't.
logical answer.
But it isn't. I don't think it
Yeah.
is from a money standpoint. Like, it actually isn't. If we were just trying to sell out of all of our beer immediately, we would just do that.
Yeah.
But we would rather like want to drink what we make.
Sure. No, I mean as far as your culture and what I can gather, your ethos. I'm speaking Greek. I'm speaking Greek right now. Is to actually enjoy what the hell you're putting out.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think there are a lot of brewers out there and a lot of breweries who don't get to do that, which is a shame.
I think that's true also.
Also, this beer is really good.
Yeah,
it's fucking delicious, man. And I don't.
Pretty fucking good. Yeah, I've been drinking it off the
Scratches your
tank.
tiki bone.
And our taproom manager, he's not. I wouldn't call him a purist, but he is a.
He's a curmudgeon.
Yeah, he's a curmudgeon, and
I like him already.
He and Carl get along great.
Yeah,
I imagine
We do
that's
until
100% true. Yeah.
until I throw away all the Chinese food and he gets sneezed on by a homeless person on the train and then he wants that Chinese food.
Well,
that
there's
was
that too.
that was an odd situation.
Carl's next beer should be word salad, based on
Yep.
that whole last.
Yep.
it made sense to somebody.
Sneezed on by a homeless person. That's a good beer name.
Yeah, totally. Well,
Not
it's
really.
accurate.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, I mean, frankly, like this is the type of beer that pisses a lot of people off, which is because it like doesn't actually taste like beer.
No, this is one of those juice. It's a juice beer, and I'm one of those people where it's like
Pissed off, or you like it?
No, I'm pissed off and I like it.
Okay.
Right. He's
And then
pissed
I'm
off
also
that he likes
pissed off that I like it,
Right,
and then
yeah.
I want to crawl into a black hole.
Yeah.
Because I want beer to taste like beer.
Right.
But at the same time, the flavor combination is very much appealing as well.
Right.
And now I'm like a self-hating beer guy. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but
I
There's
hate
layers
myself.
of hate. There's layers of hate that happen.
Yeah,
because of this.
I hate myself, but I've already scored it on Untapped. So
yeah, and
Right,
you
5 out of
asked
5.
me for another one. I get it.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, the way I kind of think about this is like, so our brewer Jeff, who we talked about, who is too shy to come here, he loves drinks of basically any kind. So before,
sure, he works in the beer industry. I got it.
100%.
Yeah.
So before we came here, we as a group went out for tiki drinks, right? And that's,
where'd you go?
Kon-Tiki in Oakland?
Can I plug it?
Love Kon-Tiki.
Yeah.
I fucking love Kon. I was just there last week. I'll be there this week too.
Perfect. Yeah. So
And
like,
next
I mean, I used to go to Trader Vic's. I mean, it's a
I went there 2 weeks ago.
So, right. Well,
I love Trader Vic's. Trader Vic's is great.
Any other tiki bar. He's been there.
Except Forbidden Island.
Forbidden Island.
Haven't been
That's
there
a
yet.
Good one.
You're not
yeah.
Is it the Tonga room that's on top of Nob Hill?
You got
For everyone
go.
else, it's just called Island.
It's Island, yeah.
For me, it's Forbidden Island.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's 100% forbidden. So, well, I mean, this is something that we're noticing as a trend in the whole brewing industry. We would never claim this as our own. It's just like these flavors are coming around in sours very, very frequently.
Yes.
And to beer purists, it's stupid. But to those of us that just want to drink something that tastes great, even if you're a beer person, it's fucking delicious.
Yes.
All right?
It really
so
is.
It's like,
It's one of those
no.
other flavors that are available too.
Yes. So it's like, listen, I am a purist myself. Like, Carl, you love ESBs. All right, fine. But don't you also love a fucking pina colada?
Mhm.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know you do. So we make this, and the reality is that people are gonna fucking
And getting caught in the rain.
And getting caught in the rain.
yeah, and making love at midnight and all those things.
All the dumb shit.
Yeah.
And getting blasted off cocaine is what I always say. Yeah.
We love it. Yeah.
Is it modeled after a specific drink? Because it does taste kind of pog juicy.
Mhm. I
not
think
to use
that
the
was
J word.
no, that's actually great. That's actually great because we did make a POG beer, POG. We did make passion fruit orange guava, but we this one we thought we might make off a specific drink and then just threw whatever we had in the fridge.
You want to hear something fucking crazy? Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead,
Nah,
Carl, with your crazy shit, and then
Honestly,
I'll
this
go
one
ahead.
we just threw a bunch of bullshit in there, and it turned out great, and I'm happy that it turned out good.
All right, so you were just looking for the kind of the essence of a tiki
I mean,
drink,
we wanted
but not,
the yes. We wanted
Yeah.
we wanted something that would the customer would want a tiki head shaped pint glass.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make those. We looked.
I should say this is a Beer Week exclusive beer, so we do make
Beer Week
kettle
exclusive,
sours.
okay.
Yeah, we
Oh,
we
okay.
make kettle sours like kind of on the regular, but not always. And then this one drops on Friday this week.
Awesome.
Yep.
Are you guys using purees or extracts?
I had my fucking knowledge to drop, Warren. But
You
anyway,
know-
continue with the interview.
Sorry, I wanted knowledge from a guest, not
Sorry.
you.
We try to use as much 100% pure fruit as we can.
Yeah.
But there's times where we find that it's necessary to, like, coconut flavor is not something you can get from actual coconut. It's just it's too intensive of a process, and we've tried several times, and it's been successful, except the amount of loss that it created made it very unfeasible.
Okay.
So we actually fucked around with a bunch of different coconut purees, or not purees, but coconut extracts.
Yeah.
So the only not real fruit flavor in there does come from the coconut, and
coconut.
that comes from a 100% natural extract. So
Okay.
We try to keep all of our beers as real as possible. Like we do try to really hard to avoid extracts and artificial flavors.
So if there's gonna be bullshit in there, it's real bullshit.
It's
That's
real.
right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that somehow. You ready for my weird story?
I can't wait.
Remember Push?
Push eject.
Yeah.
Yes.
A longtime friend of the show, did a lot of audio for us, good guy. His dad invented Pog Juice.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
Like his dad invented Pog Juice.
Like in the Southern Pacific.
Yeah. Like in Hawaii.
On Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like in charge of marketing. Like he invented Pog Juice.
Which part? The P, the O, the G,
The
or the whole?
blend, the whole, like the idea of blending those three juices together and the marketing behind it and like that whole
Branding
thing.
and all of that.
Huh. What do you think of that? I mean, it's mainly more for like our listeners because you guys don't give a shit. You're like, who?
We know
Some guy? I know some guy invented something. I get it.
That's
but
cool. I know Push.
Pog. Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Getting royalties?
We did. I mean, truly, we
how do I
did
get to
make
meet his dad?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, right. Truly, we did make a Pog sour. We even called it Pog.
That sounds great.
Other things. Yeah, it was
I would
great.
totally drink it. I mean, and that's because I really love tiki drinks, but I hate beer that doesn't taste like beer. But I don't hate this. I actually really enjoy this.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
hear
what I
you.
don't like about it.
I do hear you.
I want to
do.
buy this from someone in a trench coat.
Yeah.
That's how much I don't want to drink it.
Or at a tiki bar, not advertised as beer.
That's true.
Which I
That's
do
true.
understand.
That's true.
I do understand, and this is where I push for this shit, and Carl's like, let me hide in the fucking corner because he doesn't want to make it, but like it's obvious that it does well.
Carl doesn't like making things that people enjoy. I get the
Correct.
idea. Of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
bring happiness
100%
to
true.
people.
100%.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, when I ask, like, whenever we have some sort of poll and we're like, brewers, what would you like to brew? Everything Carl says gets vetoed. Because it's like
Poor Carl.
I know
God
it's
damn it.
100% true. But
What
it's
would
like,
be your number one beer to brew, Carl?
yeah.
ESB is going to be up there.
Thank you. I see you guys do a mild on the website.
Yeah, the mild is actually pretty good. That's,
I love
Mild
a
is
good
fun.
mild,
the mild
dude.
is fun,
God
yeah.
bless.
I am happy with that one.
Benedict Little Batch is what it's called.
Oh,
which
hell
should
yeah.
sell
Right.
itself.
It really should.
Yeah. So that was actually.
God damn,
I
there's
think
layers.
It was called a Partaguile.
It
So we
is
brewed
Partaguile, yeah.
Oh, cool.
we brewed our imperial stout that we immediately fermented and threw into barrels, and then we continued to sparge it and just kind of sparged it into a tank because we weren't going to do a second turn on the kettle that day.
Yeah.
Racked it all into the kettle and boiled it as if it was any other beer, and turned out pretty good. So
Yeah. It's,
Fucking sounds good to me, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I love that shit. You know what else I love? You know what other shit I love, Warren?
What other shit do you love?
Beersmith.
Oh, that's good shit.
That's good shit. You all know Beersmith is the best recipe building and brewing software on the market and offers a 21-day free trial so you can check it out yourself. Well, now Beersmith just got better with the release of Beersmith 3, or as the Spanish say, more than 2 but less than 4.
3s.
In addition to all the amazing features already in Beersmith 3. These guys are getting me drunk, dude, and I don't normally drink a whole lot on these shows, but I can't.
Too much of that
help it.
tiki drank.
Dude, you got me going. Beersmith 3 offers support for mead, wine, and cider recipes for the first time ever. Water profile tool that is built into the recipe builder. You have mash, pH estimation, and adjustment built into the recipe builder. New support for hop whirlpool editions, including time and temperature, revised databases, all sorts of shit. Go to beersmith.com today. Get your 21-day free trial of beersmith.com.
Who doesn't like tools?
Well, I know who does is Tim the Toolman Taylor. Yeah. That fucking guy. What the hell was his name? Tim Allen. Tim Allen. Man, you know the story behind Tim Allen? Just real fast.
He was a guy who was born.
He got busted with like a shit ton of coke. Like he was a big time.
Recently? Or
years ago, like in his
Home
20s.
Improvement
No,
days?
in his 20s.
Oh, really?
He was a coke dealer. And he flipped on his
power user.
He flipped on his source, right?
Power user.
He was a rat. He cut a deal.
Oh.
And he ratted people out, and so like I don't know. Every time I hear that, I always imagine him like in jail, like coming up. Because then after he got out of
some
jail,
guy in jail, he put in jail.
he became a comic.
Or do you think?
So he wasn't a comic beforehand, right? So he hung out in jail, and I just imagine him like coming up with his like, and his old power tool persona, just in jail, or waiting to get out because he flipped on his
Wow, I
plug,
didn't know.
dude.
Maybe that's the sound
What
he
do you
made
mean
after just sucking up a big rail.
You've done. Oh my gosh. Never mind.
That's more like this. Plug the nose so it doesn't fall out in your mustache. I don't know. What else are we? I'm sorry. What else are we drinking? We have one more beer, right, to get through.
We do.
Let's get through this.
But you know what? Actually,
These guys
you're
are gonna hate us.
referencing something
Yeah.
that no one else can see, which is that you're wearing a Toy Story shirt.
Oh fuck!
You are.
Wow.
But the thing is, it's not obvious. It's just
No.
that you're wearing a Pizza Planet shirt.
That's how hipster he is.
Yeah.
Underneath his flannel, he pulled off the flannel to
all,
reveal a Toy Story shirt.
It's not flannel, Warren.
It's
Flannel is
plaid.
not a
It's
pattern.
plaid. It's
Think-
plaid.
and
It's plaid.
you know, I like Amelia much better than like you, Warren. I'll tell you. First of all, it's 100%. algodon, and I don't know.
I don't know what that
I've never
is.
heard of that. Oh, it's in Spanish. Hold
That
on.
means
Cotton.
not flannel. Mhm.
It's 100% cotton, or as the Spanish, say,
cotton.
algodon.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
As in, you know, I
Full blown.
have to get ready for the show. I'll go don that shirt.
Yep.
Jordan, Skyhook.
And the crowd gets disappointed.
For the win.
What are we drinking, Amelia?
So
Nothing. You're cut off.
the rest of us are drinking
Oh,
okay, all right. Well, a few years ago we brewed a blonde ale that we put coffee from Andytown Coffee Roasters again,
Okay.
and vanilla and some lactose into, and with kind of the desire to make like a latte in a light beer.
Yeah.
And it became something that we saw like around town kind of after that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what
Like,
you're
we
implying.
invented it
There we go.
entirely. Yeah,
Yes, there we go.
exactly.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
Got
That's
to
okay
it.
to say.
Well,
I love it.
This one is a barley wine version, so it's a 10% version of this, which is
God
why
damn.
you're looking at it. It looks kind of
Wow.
amber in color, but
Yeah. Like
was-
Warren's Energy.
100%, yeah. It was something that we needed to do to make the alcohol and kind of go up, right? So this is a Beer Week exclusive that
Oh, man.
really only the three of you
Mm-hmm.
outside of our tap room will have tried for all of Beer Week this year.
Wow. Bev doesn't get any.
No.
Yeah. She's going to have to hit us up after.
So it's an what's it called?
Yeah. It's called Imperial Coffee and Cream. So we call this beer in general coffee and cream, and sometimes it's on nitro. It's essentially just like an American blonde in base beer.
Blonde
Carl?
barley wine. I've never
yeah.
heard of that either.
Yeah, you want to talk this up, Carl?
Yeah,
I mean,
Carl.
It's an American blonde ale, cold brewed Andytown coffee. We brew it with lactose. We allow it to sit with some whole vanilla beans, and I mean it's delicious, and I can't stop drinking it.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening actually. It's like a latte that is kind of a
Doubly
an
so when it's
Irish
on nitro.
coffee, and
There's a lot to approach that wow.
I don't get the blonde ale reference there. I mean, it's
Well, this is a barley wine.
this
barley wine.
is
How does it go?
this is the imperial version. So,
So it's based on a blonde.
It's a blonde
That's
ale.
right.
And this is imperial version.
In general, this is a blonde ale, and in general, it's about a 5% beer.
Well, I mean,
And,
there's no
yeah.
roast really. There's like not really heavy caramel malts or anything like that.
That's right.
I mean, I could see it definitely. But
As far as the
there's
blonde barley wine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack with the flavors for having it being a essentially blonde base beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we ended up we canned about 4 barrels of this beer exclusively for our tap room for Beer Week, and then and frankly the regular coffee and cream has a following because we've been making it for a few years, and we did put some into barrels with the concept of making a barrel-aged beer that somewhat emulates an Irish coffee, which has a lot of SF roots. So
Oh, yeah, it was invented in Buena Vista
Buena
Club.
Vista.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Place is dope.
So that's kind of the point, but
it tastes like it.
yeah. So
I'll give you that.
Yeah, but the barrel aged version will obviously have the whiskey component, and this
Yeah.
one does not. This one is literally just a beefed up version of our blonde.
And it already does have that flavor.
A little bit, yeah.
That's really good.
And so what
That's
went into
really
the
good.
barrels is
Jesus.
this or the normal
It went
blonde?
into this, yeah, this one. This
okay,
one.
so the imperial went into
That's
the
right.
barrels.
That's
or
right. We
whiskey barrels.
we actually have been barrel aging quite a bit of like fun stuff just to see what happens. I shouldn't. Jeff would hate me for saying that, but no, that's right. Yeah.
You know what? Jeff can come here first
right?
of all.
That's what I said.
We'll decide
Yeah.
what's fun.
Right.
That's what I said.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you,
We'll
Tasty.
decide.
We're the governors of fun,
Yeah,
which is
I agree.
the alternate
So I
name
got
of
the
the show.
feeling you don't knock out 30 barrels on these bigger beers.
This one was 15, yeah. So with this particular thing, I mean, it's we're pretty confident at what we can do with some barrels and some time. So we filled 4 barrels of this.
Yeah, it was 4 barrels. They were fresh whiskey barrels, so like emptied of whiskey and then shipped to us, and then we filled it up. So there's going to be a strong whiskey component coming out of those barrels.
I'm pretty excited about that because that's going to be like a straight Irish coffee
Goddamn.
in a beer.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. You should serve it with like whipped cream on top just to
Yeah.
piss people off.
I totally
In a
agree.
coffee mug.
I totally agree. Because it's not going to be a
$15
dark
a pour.
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something worth mentioning on air. Is like what you can't tell is that this is not a dark beer.
No, it is like an amber ale or ESB, maybe on the little darker side of the style, but it's not.
It's a 21.
Yeah.
It's something that throws people when we have the regular coffee and cream on. It's like, oh, I was expecting something dark. It's like, no, that's not
No.
what we made.
Yeah. yeah. You were incorrect.
Yeah, you were wrong.
Yeah, dummy.
I wish you were smarter.
Thoughts and prayers go out to you. Yeah, that's a good beer. Are you going to do it again? I mean, I know it's a Beer Week exclusive, but it kind of seems like a waste to never ever make this again.
I won't
So-
say no to making this one ever.
This
Okay,
is
all
the
right.
reason it's
There we
exclusive
go, Carl.
is that it's imperial. We have made the non-imperial version multiple times. We've done
Right.
it in nitro. We've done it
Right.
in regular.
We've done it in canned nitro, and that was pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
That was fun. I'm hearing some whoops from the background.
Off mic
yeah.
whoops.
Yeah.
That's right. So this.
We don't know who that is, though. by the
I
way.
have no idea. It's just a random passerby. But from a business perspective, I mean, we already talked about all the things that we try and stay like true to form to. So the Belgian beers that we try not to really exploit, we try and just do true to form.
Yeah.
And this one is just kind of a unique thing that we started, I don't know, almost 3 years ago, actually.
It's
It was about
good.
2.5 the first time we made this beer 2.5 years ago.
I think it was winter 2016.
It was before that, actually. It was about September. It just started.
Really, was it?
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Everything was tasting great, guys. Everything was really good. Well, look, I appreciate you guys coming in. We're going to let you go and head up to the bar and drink some beers if you want. You don't have to. Do whatever
Or you
you
can
want.
stay.
Yeah, that's fine. Laughing Monk Brewing. You go to laughingmonkbrewing.com to find out where they are, and you save your tap room, and people are welcome to come in and hang out and drink some beers. And
Carl won't spray you.
or
Likely.
maybe will. You know what? That should be part of the tour. It's $5 extra.
Yeah,
It's like
if
a-
requested.
you know?
If requested.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yep.
Or hose you down.
I really want somebody go into the brewery and request Carl to spray them down. Please.
Yeah.
I need to hear this story
I
actually
want
happen.
that to happen too. I want to spray somebody down.
He'll be ready.
Please spray me down. Well, Warren, that's nice of you to offer that right now.
Right, Brother Warren. Drink a Brother Warren and have Carl spray you down.
Brother Warren, if that beer comes out, I swear, if I don't see like a full tab of Brother Warren IPAs,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, it's just like,
It has to be a clear West Coast IPA.
is that what you
Otherwise-
want?
Yeah.
Is that what you want? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't do that. No, if you're gonna take his name, you have to make it something that he will never talk to anybody about.
Well, we are. I mean, the reality is we're making hazies. We're making West Coast.
Yeah.
The whole point of our company is we make a lot of different things, but we know we have to make hazy, and anything hoppy, and we make sure that it's good, right?
Yeah.
So. I could see a Brother Warren.
Well, you know
Sorry-
what?
Sorry, Jason.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, have you ever had a brother JP?
JP.
And there we go. And then that way,
interesting.
It's not going to be as good.
it's not going to be as
do
good.
it,
No.
yeah.
It's not going to be as good. It'll be strong but anemic.
I have one last plug that I'm getting from the background.
Do it.
which
Let's
is that
go.
This is next week is Beer Week, and we have something absolutely crazy going on every single day at the brewery, which includes this last Imperial Coffee and Cream beer that you just tasted, which is only available in the tap room. That is it. And then we've got stuff kind of everywhere, including the Hop Grenade in
Whoa.
Concord,
Never heard of it,
California.
actually. And I think that's a really overly aggressive name.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah.
Have to find him somehow.
If you guys want to see some of the fun barrel aged stuff that we did this next Saturday, what is it, the second? Saturday the 2nd is going to be our big barrel aged beer release party. So pop into the brewery, we're going to have all 10 of our barrel-aged beers that we pulled out of the barrels for Beer Week. They're going to be available. So.
Wow. You know what? Actually, I'm going to be in for the first time in probably years for sure, but maybe 2. I'll actually be in San Francisco on the 2nd.
Not going to any beer bars?
No, I'm going to go to the Walt Disney Family Museum, of course.
Of course.
In the Presidio.
In the Presidio, yeah. So I will actually
beer tasting
probably stop by.
The Disney Museum is a good trip. I recommend it.
It's dope. Yeah, it's a good time.
He's a member there.
I'm also a client, which is weird. Pure liquid yeast means better beers, which is not weird, Warren.
No.
But maybe for you, because you don't really know how to...
I've heard about better beers.
But I can't brew them for some reason. I don't know why. I keep spitting. White Labs boasts the highest concentration of yeast in the industry thanks to their patented flex cell technology and pure pitch packaging. The yeast contained and delivered using these innovations are propagated in all grain wort, providing the perfect nutrients for growth and optimal performance. With White Labs pure liquid yeast, your finished beers will meet the high-quality flavor profiles that you intend to produce. Discover the White Labs difference. Visit whitelabs.com/yeastbank to find the perfect strain for your next beer. Here, Warren, I drew on that for you.
I can see that.
And I signed it for you. I drew. Well, you tell me. What do you see?
Self-portrait.
My last name is Rorschach for a reason. So what is
self-portrait?
All right. Laughing Monk Brewery, Amelia, Carl, Christina, thank you very much for coming in, bringing beers. I really appreciate it. Go to laughingmonkbrewery.com. If you're in the city, if you come out here for a vacation or business or pleasure, whatever you guys want to do, definitely stop by. Beers are great.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, everybody, hang on. Stay tuned. We will be right back. We're going to do a smattering of beer news, 2 stories, and then Warren's excellent Twitter game that he stole from me, stole my joke. So,
well, it's better this time around.
Is it?
We'll see.
Do you know? Anyway, I get Justin's going to come in and talk to me over the voiceover, so now I have to go. It's the Brewing Network. Hang on, and we'll be right back, and you should too.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending Mash and Boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to brews their vast selection.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zainashev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
Hey, what's up? This is Blake from Creature Comforts. You're listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
All right, we're hugging and shaking hands and kissing babies in here. It's a good time. Yeah, I think I drank too much.
See what happens when you don't put a song on?
Yeah. We can't hang out, I guess.
Bevo didn't tap on the glass like last time. How are we supposed to know?
Hey, it's the thing. She's not pleased.
She is not amused.
She's not amused.
Wants to go home.
But you know who is amused?
Who?
Neshaminy Creek Brewing.
Jeremy.
They've been brewing award-winning beers in Croydon, Pennsylvania since 2012. Where'd my pen go?
It's right there.
Thank you very much. Proud winners of 4 Philly Beer Scene Magazine Awards for Brewer of the Year and 3 for Brewery of the Year. 2-time GABF Vienna-style lager medal winner. Also, they won a bronze for their smoked lager in 2016 and 2017. You know, I commented on Jeremy, who brews at the Champ Creek.
Yes.
Because he made a Grodzitsky, and I fucking love that style. I've been making that style. I'm responsible for him knowing about it. I'm going to say that right now. Even if it's totally untrue, I don't care.
Right.
I'm saying.
You told the Polish how to make it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, but look, anyways. And so I commented, I'm like, dude, I love that style. And he's like, oh, yeah, hey, man, I have like beer sitting on my desk for you for like 6 weeks. And I'm like, I appreciate that, but also, how do I...
What do you, a self-addressed stamped envelope? What are you looking for?
Well, how do I tell you to, like, give me fresher beer than that?
Is your desk refrigerated?
Yeah, I didn't know you worked in the cooler.
Yeah.
No, I'm just giving Jeremy shit. I like him. They have a big-assed tap room. Big ol' onion booty, make the world cry. Tap room with 24 beers on tap, 18 rotating, seasonal limited, variety of styles. If you can't make it to Croydon, hit up their second location in Jenkintown called the Borough Brewhouse, which features a full menu, 22 beers on tap with guest taps, meaderies, cideries, breweries, things, a whole bunch of shit. NeshaminyCreekBrewing.com.
Doing it all.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of beer news.
You should go there.
Dude, I really do want to go there.
Maybe when we all go to Providence for out east.
I'm not doing that shit, dude. Fuck no. Who goes to Rhode Island?
More drugs.
No, there's no way I can do it because if I go, Taryn has to take a week off of work to watch the kid, and I can't do it.
Bring Alice.
No. No. If I'm gonna go anywhere for longer than 5 hours on an airplane with my kid, it's to Hawaii. It's not going to be to Providence, Rhode Island.
All right.
I really do want to go.
I think what you're dealing there. Yeah.
I think it'll be cool, but we just literally can't. Because also, if I go, it's like I want to go like Monday night through like the next Monday. It's too much. Yeah, it's too much. So, but maybe next year, wherever it is, we don't know. I guess right. NHC, we're talking right.
I haven't heard anything.
Well, anyway.
I'm not an insider, though, so maybe somebody else might know that could tell me.
No, you're drinking beer. You're not an insider, Taryn. I almost called you Taryn.
Wow.
Well, you're getting your names all mixed up here.
Well, I'm getting my very beautiful young ladies mixed up.
I think it's this barley wine, coffee barley wine. So,
it really is. I need to move it away. And I mean, I have this other Belgian Pils or whatever.
Flavor in the barley wine.
From, I don't know, some brewery, whatever it is.
Braugerie.
Yeah. Like you need, how many extra letters do you need? You can't just say brewery.
Yeah. Throw a J in there, Belgium.
Dickheads. Anyway, I drank like 2 drinks out of it because I was drinking the Laughing Monk beers.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Because I have all this beer, but I got to dry.
Now your Pilsner's warm.
Now your Pilsner's warm. All right, let's do beer news. Beer news is brought to you today by Pico Brew. Fine folks at Pico Brew. Eventually, Warren and I are going to get our Pico still. But you know what's going to be great is I hope I just get, I keep it forever.
Well, you probably will.
That's
and
true.
You'll tell me all about it.
That's true. But go to picobrew.com. Look, man, if you want some help in your brewing, or if you're one of those people who are struggling in an apartment and you're trying to do like partial mash and you want to whatever, Pico Brew has a solution for you. The Z's out there. They have a whole range of products for you to help you brew all grain beer, smaller batches, consistently.
Yeah.
Which, when you're brewing on that kind of level, that small level, excruciatingly hard.
Oh, yeah. And messy in a small space.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So stop punishing yourself and stop punishing your family, because if you're anything like me and you get frustrated, what do? Go find out where your wife is.
You take it out on your family?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only reasonable response.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I'm brewing, Taryn has to put Alice in one of those like bear-proof like suits. I just kick the shit out of her. Like, I kick her up and down the stairs. And it doesn't matter because she's protected. She laughs. She actually laughs.
She laughed, right. The first time she laughed was inside the bear suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's more of a, I don't know if you call it a laugh, really. It's more of like a scream. but it's a fun scream.
Yeah.
I can tell she's having fun.
She comes out smiling.
I know
Once you
Bev's
let her
not
out.
listening to the show at all.
You wouldn't kick as hard.
I can always tell when Bev's not listening because she doesn't react to my quote jokes about abusing my family.
No, I heard you
No, okay.
kicking up and down. Yeah, no, I was paying attention. I'm sitting here internally
care.
just like, well,
You
should
also-
I care more than I do?
Probably
How many
not.
jokes have to be made before I actually start to pay attention?
49, I think we're up to.
So at least 50.
So we're
apparently.
close.
What are we eating for dinner, Bev?
Bev already had dinner.
I don't know what you guys are eating. I'm done.
That's true. I had fucking banh mi. Oh, the clothes out. No, so there you go.
I don't know.
Good night, guys.
Probably tacos. Whatever.
That was the last
Order your own food.
I might. And you know what? I would do a better job.
Fine.
Why not Indian food, homie?
Because Indian food's a pain in the ass because they never get it done on time. I have to walk my ass way down there to get it. It's cold. Concord is scary. Somebody got stabbed in the park today.
Really?
Hard pass. I got here and somebody was getting like violently arrested in the parking lot. No.
The Indian restaurant is maybe 100 feet farther than the taco place.
It's literally half a block.
And walking to the taco place makes me uncomfortable. So
Where are you comfortable? Most comfortable?
my couch.
In church.
This glass room.
In my bathtub, soaking in vinegar.
On my couch with a face mask on, living my best life.
CPAP machine is not face mask.
I hate you.
Watching my Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
I started watching Victoria.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's fine.
It's on Masterpiece Theater.
I think it's that movie with Dudley Moore when he's trans. He becomes trans. I think that's Victoria.
Oh, okay.
Fuller's announces, the great British brewery, of course, that it has entered into an agreement for the sale of its entire beer business to Asahi Europe.
The great Japanese brewery.
Yes, a wholly owned subsidiary of Asahi Group Holdings for an enterprise value of £250 million. Which was what, probably $300 million?
310 or something.
Something like that.
That seems small.
It does, right? On a debt-free, cash-free basis. I don't know what that means. The business being sold compromises the entirety of Fuller's beer, cider, and soft drinks, brewing and production, wine wholesaling, as well as the distribution thereof. Also includes the Griffin Brewery, Cornish Orchards, Dark Star Brewing, and Nectar Imports. That seems like a boatload of
like if they
brands
got-
for a smaller deal,
They
right?
got that much in hardware, and then those brands are worth like that much or more.
I mean, I think so, and but maybe the bulk of their distribution doesn't really care anymore about English style beers. But I have a hard time believing that there's not room for those heirloom, brands, right?
A long time.
God,
Maybe all the new craft guys over in the UK are putting the hurt on people like Fuller's. So
yeah,
they're not worth as much anymore.
Well, I'm sure
Possibly.
they're feeling the effects of the rotating tap, and there's a lot of the breweries I know there, have 20 different beers every month.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's giving Fuller's a little bit of a problem for sure.
And that's the same company that bought Anchor, right?
Asahi?
Yeah. Is that who got Anchor?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you might
That
be
was a different beer
right.
news segment.
That was
I
maybe a year or two
have a
ago.
24-hour memory.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask me tomorrow. I want to know what we did today.
24-hour news cycle is great for you.
It's all news to me.
Hit that CBD, bro. Let's go. Sapporo.
Oh, Sapporo got
Yeah.
Anchor. Okay. Different one.
Yeah, they're coming back, dude.
Sort of that seems like a low price. I'm gonna say
It really does, right?
I was thinking more than that.
Following completion of the proposed disposal, Fuller's will be a focused premium pub and hotel operator.
Wait, what?
They're pivoting to hotels, which I guess makes maybe more sense in a tourist, destination. Excuse me, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Is that what the new ownership is making them pivot, or is that what the existing ownership is?
It sounds
Their
like
new venture is now
Fuller's
hotels.
will be focused premium pub and hotel operator,
Yeah,
pursuing
chicken.
its previously stated strategy of running a stylish, high-quality estate with well-located, well-invested, predominantly freehold sites This is from the Fuller's website, so they're using like proper English, and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. If there's not a curse word every 5 sentences, I don't know what to do with it. That are maintained to the high standards and customers have come to expect. Fuller's will form a strategic alliance with Asahi that will ensure continued access to the high-quality premium beer brands Fuller's has already brewed.
I mean, if you get a cask in your hotel room, that's not a bad deal. I could be down with that.
Dude, can you imagine? Like, if you're staying for a week, you can just order a cask in your room.
Yeah.
Dude.
Room service with a cask, please.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
I'd never leave.
Well, that might have
My
to
room,
kick you
anyway.
out. Right. This is a good story making the rounds. An ex-advocate for city's beer industry accused of embezzlement. This is from Asheville, North Carolina. A former advocate for the beer industry in a North Carolina city is accused of defrauding her previous employer. News outlets report authorities said 42-year-old Kendra Pendlin Turner, former executive director of the Asheville Brewers Alliance, which sounds, like it has some weight to it.
The local guild, maybe?
Has been charged with embezzlement and financial card fraud. While Buncombe County, imagine you live in Buncombe County. You're like the governor. What's the controller for a county? Is it a governor? Comptroller? Buncombe County Sheriff.
That's got to be named after somebody. Can you imagine Mr. Bumcombe?
Buncombe. Court records don't indicate how much she's accused of taking. Financial card fraud is a felony charge at $500. So if she stole more than $500, it's a felony.
But they don't know yet if it's a felony?
I guess not. An incident report shows the Alliance reported an embezzlement in August to the Asheville Police Department. And that's all. That's all we know right now.
All right.
But, I mean...
And Kendra's name.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's more than $500 because at like a $400 level, you just fire.
The second thing was the $500 thing. The first one was just pure embezzlement.
Right.
I think that's probably, the value of the $50,000, whatever she stole. I'm just guessing at a number.
Yeah.
I assume the guild accumulated some cash, and she couldn't resist. She goes like, "Man, I should like to buy a new car.
Yeah.
Money's just sitting there going to waste."
Is it because they got that wicked weed money? There's money to actually steal from brewers?
Maybe. You're probably not far off, man. She couldn't resist. It's like sitting next to me at a bar. I just couldn't resist.
I need this Tesla to get to my brewer meetings.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I need a fucking Tesla to get to my brewer meeting.
You should start a guild.
I should buy it. I should start a... You're right. I should start a guild. Do they make money? I mean, I guess you got to pay into it.
Doesn't what they make, it's how much you can steal.
Right.
Yeah, right.
The hard part is convincing brewers that they need a guild.
The hard part is convincing brewers that I won't do anything, but I still demand their money. That's what I want.
Yes.
That's a job I want.
Once you've done the convincing.
Correct.
You just want to take the money.
That's right. Yeah. Bro, I don't even want to do the convincing. I just want it to just exist in reality. Speaking of scamming people, this is a really good story that I think just kind of broke recently. I got it from KentuckySportsRadio.com.
That was the first place I saw it, too.
I think that's the first place that broke it.
What are you getting this? This is where you camp out?
I don't know anything about Warriors sports, but I am up
You're
to
up
date
on the Kentucky shit.
Bro, Kentucky has the purest form of AAA murder ball ever. Like, I fucking love it so much.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Yeah, well, you know what, Tasty? If you don't know, now you know. Do they butt kiss?
Do they have a podcast?
Oh.
They might. Same difference.
They might do that.
They might also butt kiss, too. It's a long story, so Google it if you haven't seen it online yet. But
so we're done with this one, okay?
Yeah, right.
Basically.
Go to Kentucky Sports.
Yeah, basically all beer news is going to be is me reading URLs.
Yeah.
From now on.
Here are interesting reads.
But it's this entire, I guess like investigative journalist take on some dude called what the fuck is his name?
Stephen, was it?
Yeah, it's Stephen something. Stephen Foster. And he primarily did business in like Kentucky, but the South and also Florida and even South Africa. But he would get jobs in beer industry by conning. So he would, he would approach a brewery that's just opening or starting to open and be like, "Hey, I went to school in Weinstefan. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I can help you." And so they hire him. Don't really do any background checks because, these are probably accountants or whatever, or like blue-collar folks who have little money, and they go, what are they going to do, right?
Who's got a contact?
Like farm breweries. So there's farmers opening up a brewery on their land.
Yeah.
So there's like, yeah, sure, come in.
Welders, like people who don't know anything, real pure dummy. No, I'm
Salt
kidding.
of the earth.
Right. And then so he convinces them that they need a bunch of equipment that they don't, or that he knows how to make beer and he doesn't. And so what ends up happening is he has like bottle bombs and sour beers and all this kind of shit, right?
Breaks the canning line.
He fakes it.
Yeah, and then apparently he leaves.
Right.
He like takes his
in the middle of the
family.
night,
Literally, and takes his family and just fucking bails.
After a couple checks? Did he leave with the
I think so.
extra equipment that he ordered?
God damn it, I touched the thing. I touched the microphone cover again with my face.
With your tongue?
Ugh. Kill it with alcohol.
Maybe you shouldn't spit on it so much, and then it wouldn't be gross.
Herpes.
Oh, he's having a moment.
Freaks me out, man.
Everywhere Justin and Scott's mouth has been, your mouth has been.
God damn it.
Just imagine
Taylor.
Just
don't
imagine
forget.
Taylor's mustache rubbing up all
Oh,
over
and
it.
Taylor.
I'm drilling it out.
Drilling out his teeth.
Getting my cells all. Anyway, so
great.
So that's what happened.
The road, they're gypsy.
Yeah, so like here's part of it. There's a brewery called St. Arnulf. This is great. I don't know where it is necessarily, but in September of 2018, so it's very recent, Foster began working on a tap room for St. Arnulf, and it took form of an outdoor beer garden on the Oliver property, which is the owner of the brewery. One day, weeks later, Foster asked his assistant to meet him at 9 a.m. the next morning to brew. Foster never came back. He packed up and left his tools where he was building the tap room or the outdoor bar, just left all his shit. Wow. People went to his house and they were like, it looked like he had 6 hours to pack. He had like 90% of his belongings, and that was it. He left clothes, he left a bunch of he just left.
Wow. Yeah. Whole family's gone.
It's crazy.
And there's actually
more than once?
Yeah. There's been I think ProBrew or some online forum where in one of his previous jobs down in Florida or somewhere that brewery owners were complaining about a guy, and somebody made a comment, I hope it's not Stephen Foster, and they're like, oh, well, actually it is. And then he just disappears and ends up at this latest place. Wow. So if you ever get approached by a guy named Stephen Foster...
Well, I'd like to find out where he's coming from. Is he really trying to pretend he is somebody, or he's just having fun fucking people over?
I don't know. He gets a few checks.
Yeah, I mean, he's generally there for about a year. So in that St. Arnulf brewery, he was there. He was hired in August 2017, I think, and then he left in September 2018.
Probably just long enough for the owners to figure out that all of the complaints and shit that's happening is his fault.
Well, and
then he goes.
The bottom.
So here's more of that story. In early 2017, Foster approached the Olivers. Brandon Oliver is one of the owners of something called Black Hawk Farms, with a business proposal. He was a brewer, and he needed a brewery. Foster mentioned that he moved back to his childhood home of Kentucky after brewing in Florida. He wanted his 2 kids and wife to experience Kentucky how he had. Bro, at that point, just fucking watch Justified. Come on. Foster had a plan. He asked for $25,000 in startup funds to start brewing beer in the Oliver Farm grain bin, whatever that means.
That's a good signing bonus.
He would split beer sales 50-50 with the owners. In August 2017, St. Arnulf Alery LLC was incorporated. Soon after, the farm refit the grain bin, brewing equipment was purchased and installed. Beer was being made and distributed, and consumers were purchasing and complaining. Brandon Oliver, of course, who hired him, says his quote for his opinion on Foster was, quote, intelligent, smooth, and he would talk down to others. But what he was doing was ass stupid. Direct quote. Hyphenated, ass stupid. Oliver's opinion of Foster was that he wasn't really inept at handling equipment of any kind. Apparently, then he was asking for more investors. He reportedly wanted to expand the business into Florida and additional states. He asked. He and Arnold's beer rep would take samples to Tampa and St. Augustine, Florida, meeting with distributors and craft beer bloggers, if that's still a thing. During this time, the beer rep admits that Foster didn't always pay her the amount promised, and sometimes he would pay her with funds, as Foster told her, via his old bearer bonds instead of through the company's normal payroll system. So,
what is that?
Right. Red flag, number 9. And so it sounds like he was like going out of state, trying to get funds to invest in a brewery he didn't own and nobody else knew about the proposed expansion.
For the investment, accumulate capital and then hit the streets.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, dude. In February 2014, Foster helped Knoxville Saw Works get investors for expansion projects and canning lines. Right away, it seemed excessive. They said Palmer, who helped own the thing, says we returned $250,000 worth of brewing equipment that Stephen requested just because we didn't need it.
Wow.
Foster and a couple other brewers began making beer at Saw Works. Foster started a job at South College's professional brewing science program, and it became evident that he could help with the new business at Saw Works. In a matter of months, he and Palmer wanted to open up a second bar and brewery in Sevierville, Tennessee, whatever. Investors were again secured, and a plan for a new business was coming together. Foster proved to be a great salesman, except the quality of beer went to shit, Palmer says. Despite Foster's insistence on over-sanitizing and cleanliness, batches at Saw Works were consistently infected or bad. Quote, the product was not good. Foster played it off at his assistant's fault, but Palmer suspected otherwise. The other brewers had been there before Foster's arrival. He was the only variable. The beer got worse. Distributors threatened to leave. Around Christmas of 14, he disappeared. In March 15, he popped up in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. He headed up a project. It's just this is like consistent. And so they kind of tracked the timeline for this dude. And from pre-2007, he said he was in Germany at Weinstefan. He was not. He just went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 breweries since 2007 to 2018.
Wow.
Anyway, crazy ass story, dude. That guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's spreading bad news everywhere he went. Wow.
What a dick, because you're targeting small people who are literally investing their life savings, and you're ripping them off, or maybe not even ripping them off, but you're taking a paycheck from them, which I guess you're, but then you're over ordering because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you're making them spend a bunch of money.
Right.
When they don't need to, and then you're tanking their product, and then you just bail.
Yeah.
What an ass, dude. And he has a family. How would he think if someone did that to his stupid fat family?
Well,
because he's a big dude.
Do you think they probably don't know? Because I mean, if he's lying to his employers.
No, but I'm saying like how would he feel if someone did that to him?
Right. Yeah.
Rip him off.
Can't con a con man.
Dickhead. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So be on the lookout.
You know what doesn't suck is Drake's beer, dude.
No way.
They're making the good stuff.
Go to drinkdrakes.com. They're all over the Bay Area. Probably where you are. Probably all over California.
If you're in the Bay Area.
If you're in the Bay Area. But if you're going to SF Beer Week, I'm sure they're going to have some good stuff there, too.
Over,
absolutely. Yeah. But definitely, if you're in the area, you got to drink Drake's. That's just kind of how what I want the world to be, especially the Bay Area, is to be like Hawaii. I mean, in more ways than one. But when you come off the plane, they should just hand you a Drake's 1500.
There you go.
Yeah. That'd be a great way to enter the Bay Area.
Great beer.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pop that motherfucker. Like, bro, it's 8:30 in the morning. I got a meeting. I know, but don't worry about it. And then you go to meeting and you crush that proposal. You crush that thing, and you owe it all to Drake's 1500.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They actually have my second favorite beer festival every year in May, I believe.
The Bikini Festival?
Right.
The Brewers in Bikinis, where it's just anybody who brews beer over the age of 50 and is male in a bikini.
There's no alcohol on the premise. It's just Brewers in Bikinis.
It's actually just water.
Yeah. Session Fest.
I love
down
Session
at Jack
Fest,
London
dude.
Square.
Yeah, dude.
It's a great event.
That's good stuff.
They started that.
Yeah, they started it.
Absolutely. All right,
they're continuing it.
Let's do the Twitter game. Of course,
Yes.
brought to you by Beer Law Center. So Warren tweeted a bunch of emojis Or
Right.
Imagai.
Is that the plural?
I think those little things from Gremlins, but what do I know? So here, let's see. First of all, what the fuck you even posted?
And it was someone else's job to figure out what it meant.
So you did the easy part.
Right.
So the emojis were. Let me see if I can get
I'm
this
pretty
right.
sure I clicked the things and
let's see.
Wiped the computer.
A Santa hat. Fingers crossed. Is that what the second one is?
Probably.
Santa hat, fingers crossed. 2 pairs of denim pants,
No,
like
that's
blue
Mrs.
jeans.
Claus, I think, not just a Santa hat.
Okay, Mrs. Claus, fingers crossed. 2 pairs of pants, a fish, a guy deadlifting.
Oh yeah,
A
he's clean and jerking it.
That's true. A 3rd place medal, a hammer, a cellular telephone, which I don't even think exists, a surprised emoji, and like a skull and crossbones like poison logo emoji.
Yeah, Jolly Roger type thing.
Yeah. So Nate G.
Oh.
First one. I couldn't hear the emojis on the radio. Well, that's okay, Nate, because we're not actually on the radio.
Right. And
You
I'm not sure what that
fucking
had to
dummy.
do with the story that I tried to tell.
Well, I mean, he was responding. It's a joke. Do you want to include it or not?
Try better next time.
Sorry, Nate ass. JBC Brewing says, Grandma hopes her hot pants will catch her a strong man to pound her from Tinder before she dies. And then he says, roughly translated from Chechnyan.
That's not bad.
I'll put it on the list, dude.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Tasty
I didn't
likes
hear
it.
the 2 pants thing though, but that must have.
No, you heard grandma, and then you zoned out, and then you heard pounder, and then you zoned out again, and then you heard Chechnya, and you're like, I'm hungry for some banh mi sandwiches. Joe Herring says Nana has her fingers crossed that 2 pairs of pants will contain the smell of fish as she goes for the gold in the deadlift competition, but her contractor calls to report that it's pure poison. I don't know. Maybe.
Pretty good on target. Just
Yeah,
not that funny.
Went down the line.
Well, I mean, that's what you wanted from people.
Yeah.
See, here's what I understand about using the this browser, however it's set up, is because I literally only saw 2 replies.
Yeah.
But then you have to click on the tweet, and now all the 8 replies are there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I didn't know that. It's stupid.
I was trying to tell you that last week when you said no one answered.
Well, you did. You didn't try. You actually told me.
Well, I tried to convince you.
Oh, shit. Well, you can't do that. Mike Shoemaker says JP sat on his phone in his butt dialing Justin on the emoji keyboard.
That's could be true also.
Man, I was like messaging people in this little group, stupid gay thing I'm in, but it's like basically I ended up butt dialing phonetic Hawaiian. It's just like loka uka, like it was crazy. Thought I'd share that with you.
Look at you and all your little chats.
Yeah.
I didn't get that text. That's why I'm wondering who it went out to.
Well, I have different groups of friends.
Okay.
Warren, okay?
Sure, whatever.
Joshua Shalvi says, Mrs. Claus had to cross her legs because her strong metal fish will smash her phone to death.
What?
Strong metal
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I fucking love it.
If I could visualize that metal fish.
Yeah.
It's very Lovecraftian. I don't know. Lloyd McClover says JP's numb appendages didn't allow him to type this twit with his fingers, so it looks like he used his face to type this, ? Or maybe this is his cover letter for a new job.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad either. Lloyd. The name Lloyd is weird because it's 2 L's next to each other, and I always feel like when I'm writing it, which is hardly ever, that I'm my brain waves are skipping a beat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I had a brain palpitation.
Yeah. Did I just type right now?
What am I doing?
I'm pretty sure I just wrote no.
Are they both capitalized?
Yeah.
No, just one. But like that's even worse because then I just feel like this is my life. I'm just writing L's. It's like
only takes 2.
Yeah.
And you're already.
It's very much reflective of my dating career.
Yeah.
Just taking L's. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. In Spanish, it'd be yoid.
Yoid McYover. All right, so that's it. That's all we got, boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got we got Lloyd, we got Yoid. With JP's numb appendages, or maybe this is his cover letter for a new job. JBC Brewing says Grandma wants to get pounded from a strong boy, possibly Tasty. I don't know.
That wasn't in there, but okay.
It's there now.
There's no tasty emoji. I tried.
It's true. It would just be Mr. Claus, I guess.
Oh, that would have been close, yeah.
I tried. Tried to make one. Joshua says Mrs. Claus had to cross her legs because of her metal fish is going to smash her phone. And then
to death.
Yeah, and then Mike said that I was butt dialing Justin on the emoji keyboard.
I like the...
That's the 4 that I had.
JBC's was my favorite.
That is the pounder from Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. We laughed hard at that.
Okay. I can go with that.
Scored well on the laugh meter.
Yeah. Bev scratches her temple, and that means affirmative. So, all right, JBC, there you go, boy.
There you go.
Thanks for playing.
And congratulations to Grandma.
And thanks to
Hopefully,
who's our sponsor?
Beer Law Center.
Yeah.
Email Bevo at the brewingnetwork.com. I like it when you do this better because then I don't have to sit here and everyone has to listen to me phonetically spell shit.
They get to hear how the sausage is made.
That's true. Are we done?
You're running the show.
Yeah, you tell us.
You decide us. We'll walk when we out of here when you walk.
Yeah.
I guess we're out of here.
I think it's
Only
everything.
are there tacos waiting for us?
I feel like I wanted to tell you. I mean, I have like dumb stories I can tell, but I think we're done.
You could save them till next week.
Here's where you
But I'll forget
thank the
them.
guest and
that's what I'm hoping.
We're off next
roll
week.
the theme, and we're off next week.
You can come back and tell everybody next week when we're off.
About how I tore my pants on my fucking steering wheel because I'm stupid.
Oh, I tore my pants this last week too.
How?
I don't know.
Probably not on a steering wheel.
No,
How
not
the
on a
hell did
See,
that
now I'm going
happen?
to tell you. And now I'm going to tell you. So it happened. I have like paddle shifters on my
Look
car.
at you, Ferrari driver.
Which I don't want. I think they're stupid. I think if you use a paddle shifter, you're dumb. I mean, Mario Andretti used one, and look how he turned out. Rich.
Dale Earnhardt used
But
one, and
Italian.
look how he turned out.
Right. You guys, yeah, it's funny how all the rednecks won a wall, and then it fucking killed Dale Earnhardt. What do you want? Do you want old Ironhead back, or do you want all the people to stop taking your jobs? What do you want?
Ironhead was a nickname for him?
No, it was Iron Pants or Iron Crotch or some shit, wasn't it? Tasty? You're a big NASCAR guy,
not
right?
at all.
Iron Foot?
The opposite of a big NASCAR.
What's Dale? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they come to like a point. They have like a point on them. And so when I park, turn the car. But if I don't turn the wheel properly and I try to get out, the hook, the point on the paddle shifter catches my pants. And I've torn 2 pairs of pants on the fucking paddle shifter of my stupid car, and it pisses me off because pants are expensive. I don't wear a whole lot of them, but they're like $60, dude.
It lasts forever as long as you don't have paddle shifters.
Right.
Japanese cars weren't built for Greek gods like you.
I know. So finally, I took a picture of it. And I tweeted Acura, and I Instagrammed them, and I even mentioned Express because Express is the only pair of pants I could buy that like fit me.
Okay.
You know, and none of them got back to me. None of them liked my post. But you know what's weird? It's some fucking Acura dealer in like Fort Worth liked my post. I'm like, first of all, dummy, I'm not gonna start following you because I'm eventually gonna buy an Acura from some idiot in Fort Worth. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, sales tax is less over there.
I guess.
You might have been the one other person that tore his pants on the paddle shifter.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
so
it was a sympathy like.
I was so mad, dude. I was so mad. And come on. So now I have to go in and take my Dremel tool as soon as I figure out what that is, and like round it off. So I have to modify my car because I don't want to spend $60 on pants
you can't
again.
buy any more pants until you get that fixed.
No, and I buy like those real nice, like the real nice pants, like with the lace in the.
That were even easier.
Oh no, sorry, that's something
about
else.
Not wearing pants while you're in the car, and you just
Dude.
get out
Take your
and,
pants off when
and
you get in.
put your pants back on once you get out.
Maybe I
be
missed
amazing.
this part of the story, but have
These
your
are my
pants gotten caught on this part before?
Yes, and they don't always tear, but it's just like I don't notice it. You know, sometimes you just you like. Well, for example, if you're on a curb and you're on a hill and you turn your wheels in, I'm getting out. I'm just a tall person, and the steering wheel is up, And it's telescopic. Like it should not be snagging, but maybe it snagged 5-6 times. Torn 2 pairs of motherfucking pants, dude.
Can you adjust your steering wheel?
I literally just told you that I already did.
Oh, okay.
You could also just turn it up like an eighth of a turn, and have it not.
Yeah, but it's so rare that I don't. It's not on the top of my head every time I get out of the car. I blame Acura.
Just start wearing kilts.
Fuck, I mean skirts.
You're going to have to put some of those Disney earmuff things on your paddles.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mean Coviers? You can go to you can go to Get Coviers. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You can go to getcoviers.com if you want. Or you can go to our Etsy page. You go to Coviers. We have a bunch of T-shirts. But you know what? While Tasty's opening the plugs, go to earsuppodcast.com. Check out my new website. We revamped the website, and we're having some new things. Going to the Disney Family Museum this weekend for we're going to interview the Disney Family Museum people.
You're around. Show up.
Oh,
be a good time.
There.
There's people there.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know. What do you want to plug, Warren? Tasty?
I'll be at the Heretic Evil 3 release on Saturday the 1st for the...
Second.
Oh, the second. No, second. You're right, the second. First is Monday. All right, yeah.
Bev, anything to plug?
Nope.
I did hear a rumor that there might be a sneak preview in the VIP section at Heretic of the spirits that are going to be coming out of the distillery.
That's what I need to know basis there.
Damn,
Right,
bro. That'd be cool.
So you should be there.
Well, I won't be there. I'll be in the city. Like I said, like Bev said, we are off next week. But on the 11th, we have Maui Brewing in studio, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So check that out. All right, everybody. Until next time, be good to each other and all that.
Charity case.